Okay, we are back. And we are back with Bard. And it has been a while. I think I have got everything ready. Hi, we are back. And I have not really done too much for this cosplay in the meantime. I am sorry. I kind of got distracted with Garbodor. So we're basically leaving it where we left off, which is, for those who weren't here, we had started cutting off parts for some of our additional bits that we have to add onto the guitar. So our Bard has a guitar. Ooh, ooh, a bit loud on my end. I am deafening myself already. So basically we have to add some parts onto the guitar to make it look more like a lute harp. These bits sit like this, and we have a pole that goes and slots up into the extra part of the guitar and adds basically a whole extra bridge onto the guitar to make it look more like a lute harp. And we've made loads of pieces that don't have that cut out into it, which we actually have enough of, but we only have 4 pieces of this. So I need to start by cutting out a load more of these, and then once we've got enough of these, I can start gluing them together, and that'll be with wood glue and flattening it with something heavy, which I don't have anything right here, but I'm sure I can find something heavy in this room. Probably one of my sewing bits and bobs that I can just pop on top, start gluing them together. Wood glue hopefully should add like that toughness that will make them solid. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I kind of just need it solid enough that it doesn't shatter constantly. I think that should do it, especially with all of the layers and thickening it up. I don't want to add staples or anything like that because then I'll get lots of dimpling, so I'm hoping that just the wood glue will do it. Ben, hi, how you doing? Welcome. I will show you what character we're working on. This character. So they're from Pathfinder, but then I've kind of adapted it so that instead of having a flute, they're going to have a guitar. Reason being, if I'm walking around a con and I'm dressed as this character, so we've already made the coat, which I've taken apart at the moment because I want to work on the lining a bit more. The shirt and half the corset sort of belty bit from this character. But I want to work on the guitar because the guitar is going to be really, really tough. So I've designed the guitar from like just from scratch to be kind of like foresty. Oh, thank you. But I play guitar. I play classical guitar, and I was like, well, if he's a bard character, which he is, it makes sense that we use an instrument that I can play, and that way I can just sort of like pull it off my back and be like doodly 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 doo. While walking around cons. So at the moment, I've moved my tea because my tea on the desk is not a good call. I'm gonna do myself an injury or hurt myself by having that there. So I'll move that off, and I'll move my paper patterns. These are the patterns we made last time for the top and base. I don't know if that makes it a bit more clear, but this part is to go near the top, and this part, with the piece cut out, goes around the curvature of the guitar there. Oh, no, wait. Does it though? Yeah, that bit there goes around the curvature of the guitar. And then we have this piece, which is where the tube fits in, and we have the tube just over here. I still haven't sawn it down to... Oh! 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 Are you alright up there, friend? Sorry about this. Are we good? Big smack on the camera. Basically, the tube fits just in there. And, I will have to saw that down to size. But, I hope you're alright up there, friend. I did not mean to smack you that hard. This is a really sturdy tube, by the way. It is cardboard, but it's not like one of those ones you get for, like wrapping paper. This is one that you get bolts of fabric on. So although it is cardboard and it is lightweight, it's like a fabric bolt tube. Oh dear, oh dear. This is what I get for doing stuff early in the morning when I have energy. Smack around all the technology. So yeah, that's going to be sliding in there. And yeah, should be good. We'll continuously have to keep this probably quite close by. And I should saw it down to size so that I don't destroy anything, to make sure that it fits. But next step will be to make sure that everything fits. Really interested to see how I imagined everything. Thank you. I mean, it did kind of just start with like, I want a guitar. And I don't know if you've seen any of those pictures of like overgrown bicycles and like pianos in like forests and stuff like that. I kind of just got it from that, the idea that like you could just pull it out of the forest and be like, oh, an instrument that I found. And quite often in campaigns you just find stuff that like you found in the forest, you just pull it out. I don't know. I thought it would be quite interesting if it was like an actual D&D campaign or Pathfinder campaign in this case. The DM might have just left it lying around and like pull it out the forest. Zero, hi! Maturely declines to make a sturdy tube joke. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Right, I won't need this and I won't need this for now. I probably won't need any of the pieces I've made thus far either, so I'm just gonna stack those to one side and grab the cardboard. Oh dear. Same. Darn it. It is, what, not even 11 in the morning? Can't be having sturdy tube jokes. 11 in the morning. Not even. Oh dear, how you doing, Zero? Oh, put those there. Grab my cardboard. One at a time again. We'll just do a pencil. I feel like that worked. Oh, I could do it in pen actually. I could do it in either. I did leave a pen on the floor, just so I could easily grab it. There we go. Yeah, there's probably nothing wrong with me doing it in pen, huh? I think it'll be fine. The only thing is keeping it. Probably shouldn't have gone the whole way down with that cut, just and kept the hole in the middle, because it's really difficult keeping this gap straight. Wants to bend inwards at the end. I mean, it's fine, but it's gonna end up that probably some pieces are gonna end up being thinner at the end and some that's gonna be thicker at the end, and then maybe the tube won't fit. I'm gonna have to shave it down or... I mean, I have a Dremel. I think once I've added the wood glue, I will be able to Dremel the hole, but I don't want to do that. It's going to create a lot of dust and it'll probably end up being something that I have to do in the garage. Oh dear, doing alright. Winding down on a Friday, lovely. Lovely stuff. Meanwhile, I am gearing up to go to work tomorrow. I feel like my week gets busier and busier as the week goes on, and then I get to a Monday and I'm like, and we wind down. A nice wind down on a Monday. Monday is my wind down day. Hey ho. Oh dear. Amira! Damn, how you doing? Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. What are you doing, more Bard? Do some Bard stuff. And some musics. All the music-y stuff. Although I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming today. Also, I should say that. Because UK is in the middle of a heat wave. But then today is meant to be like, I don't know if it's like the hottest day? The hottest day in the ever. It's like meant to be a record-breaking day today. So, just putting it out there. Today is meant to break some records in the UK. I don't live in London. So, I'm not going to be like in the worst of it by any means, because I think London, it's meant to be like a million humidity, also 38 degrees, which I know is not hot for people in other areas of the world, but for us over here, that's like, I think we're in like an amber alert or something. But like, we're like danger to health. It's too hot for us Brits. We can't handle that. That's too much. And most buildings don't have any capacity to deal with it being that hot, so we're kind of in a bad place for the heat. Is the green bean? It is the green bean. Heatwave. Heh, Britain. Yeah, I know. Our heat waves are not so dramatic compared to other places' heat waves, but it might get to a point where I'm like, I can't really deal with being under all of these lights anymore, and that's the end of the stream, everyone. because as much as I do want to work on this cosplay, I also don't know. It's nice now. Like right now I'm like, it's barely hot at all. But I know that we are meant to get hot. Oh dear. Snuggles was just supposed to stream today but streamed yesterday and prepped for this heat. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. I mean, I knew that it was going to be hot today, but in different areas of the UK, like because I live in Wales, it's not meant to be as bad here as it is in like, yeah, London and other areas of the UK. They're definitely getting it a lot worse than I will be, but I think we're still meant to hit like 30, which that's still hot. That's still very hot for me. So we shall see. We shall see how that goes. But I don't normally feel it till after midday, so. Because I don't get any sun on this side of the house. So, you know, up until midday I'm like, it's fine here. Like, honestly, heat, what's heat? This is fine. And then midday hits and I'm like, yeah, no, it's boiling. Very hot, everything's hot. But normally it's about 2 o'clock though. So we shall see. Last year we had 48. I think, I'm not sure when it is. Maybe like 40 degrees, I think we go into like a red alert or something. And at that point it's like severe risk or something to life. We like, I know that at the moment though, the UK is like really bracing. Because most places don't have super great, like, well, we don't really have air conditioning at all. And even in like a lot of shops, they won't have air conditioning. So, you know, if it gets past a certain heat, they're like, well, employees can't come in. We can't open because it's too hot for people to work in the, you know, you can't work now. It's basically everything grinds to a halt. It's a bit, not in like the bigger places, don't get me wrong, like I'm fine, like in my workplace we have aircon, like it doesn't always work, but we have it. But I know in some of the smaller places, like the place I used to work didn't have air conditioning. And we also made like fudge in it, and fudge is quite a hot process. So you'd be making fudge and also not have anything to cool it down in there. And oh my god. I don't even want to know how hot it got in there. Boiling. I'm gonna have to have a drink of tea. Pokemon, hi! You've caught me choking on the heat wave. I hope you're having a good day, Pokemon. We are having a hot day in the UK today. It's probably pretty well known that the UK. I mean, also I think a few areas in Europe are having really hot days. So it's not just the UK. It's not just the UK by any means. Europe is warm today, but I only live in the UK. I didn't acknowledge the sun that day. It was like that Treehouse of Horror Simpsons episode where they ignored the rampaging brand mascots. Just don't look. Just don't look. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm just gonna. I've got my curtains closed. I'm just gonna basically, for as long as possible, just gonna try and ignore the fact that there might be any sun outside. I've got ice cream in the fridge as well, so when it does get hot, I can just like, I'm not good on the dairy, but I'll suffer today, I think. Oh dear, curtains closed all day, yep. I could do with a hot one. It's cold and rainy here today and I'm sick of it. No! See, we could do with, I think, some rainy days. The greenery here, we've not had a great amount of rain, and we could do with some rain. The greenery here is not super green. That's probably not a lot of green. Oh dear, it's really hot here in the UK. Yeah, it is. Although I'm lucky. This side of the house doesn't feel it until about 2 in the afternoon, and then it's like sauna. Ren, hi. Oh, a horn. We have one. I literally have thousands of fans everywhere. So I have a fan under my laptop, and I do have one kind of like in that direction. But I don't have it on very strong while I stream, if I have it on at all, because it gets picked up by the microphone, and all you'd hear is like in the background, and it almost sounds like it's quite loud. So I'll have it on later, probably, but not while I stream. I quite often have it on pretty strong when I'm in cosplay though, because it helps with, like, you know, being in cosplay while streaming, but not while I'm just normal. Oh dear, I have some ice cream after dinner just to be defined. Ah, I mean, to be fair, ice cream good all year round, especially good ice cream. All is right in the world now. Yes, there has been a horn. Everything is good. I even installed an— oh, you installed one in your room. Oh, that's living the dream, that is. If I ever get like a loft room, like a loft rooms are like, because they tend to get really, really hot. Because I loved loft rooms, right? I think they're so cool. I think also because I'm not super tall, I don't know, I would feel right at home in a loft room, and I feel like I could fit so much storage into it, but I would want to install an AC into it, because yeah, they get really hot, but I love them so much, but I would want to install them into it. Basically, I just really want a loft room. Like, that would be my ideal sewing room, I think, would be a loft room. Whenever I think of my ideal sewing room, it's a loft room. But then they also get really hot. Oh, dear. Oh, some more horns! I see them, I see them. But much love to everyone going to be lurking for the day. Fair enough, starting the packing and moving process today. Ooh, exciting! That's a process and a half. Hazelnut ice cream with salted caramel and chocolate covered hazelnut pieces. Actually, that sounds really good, Zero. That sounds like a very sophisticated ice cream. I have chocolate fudge brownie ice cream from Ben & Jerry's. Simple but delicious. The horn 3 times. Oh. Oh, I like this one. This is jolly. Another cardboard, please. Thank you. Ah. Despite there being a heatwave, I'm still drinking a hot cup of tea. My routine does not change. It's like, first thing in the morning, is there a heatwave? That's fine. I'll still have my hot cup of tea, please. Oh dear. I can do 417 horns. You hold so much power. Oh. Oh dear. I always do a horn right before I start streaming as well, like before I go live. Now, just in case the horn doesn't work, I try and make sure that I do a horn. It's still always really laggy, but just to make sure the horn works, because I want to make sure. Otherwise, I would feel bad if the horn did not work. Because we've had a few instances where the horn does not work, and I feel very guilty. But now, although the horn may be laggy the first 1 or 2 times, I have the confidence that the horn should in fact work. You know the Gerudo Valley theme? Gerudo Valley theme? That rings a bell, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. No. But it rings a bell, so I think I do know that theme, yes. But Dem, I couldn't tell you it off the top of my head. But I get the feeling that yes, I do know it. I don't know, I feel like I've seen that written out before. From Zelda Ocarina, I made McDoodle play it at 1.5 times speed. That is in fact an evil face. Okay, I'll have to look it up because like I feel like I do know that, but I don't think it's one that I've played. I wonder if it's maybe one. Okay, so I think maybe it's one that I've seen the tab for and then not played myself, because if it's from because there was always a lot of Zelda tabs in the guitar bracket, but I often didn't pick them up because I wasn't someone who played a lot of Zelda. I've only played Breath of the Wild, And I don't think I picked up any Zelda tabs when I was going through, because I was like, you know, as much as I loved it, I don't know, it takes a long time to go through a tab and make it, so it's like, you have to really find a piece that like, either you really, really love, or it really connects with you, or you just decide that you're going to play someone else's tab, and like, you do it like that. And I think I was browsing through to see if I found any other tabs that I liked to just pick up and learn, and I don't think that was one of the ones that I picked up, but I think it was one of the options of ones you could pick up for guitar, which is interesting. I wonder what it looked like. I wonder what it looked like. I'll have to have a look at it. From the sounds of it, if you made them play it, if you made Doodle play it, made Doodle play it at 1.5 speed, I imagine it's an absolute nightmare. Or like it's very fast. But I'll have to have a look at it. You should make a Chocobo cosplay. Sorry, Chocoboko cosplay is a creature of, Chocobo cosplay from Final Fantasy. Yeah, I love Final Fantasy. I will say I normally do cosplays, and I sort of pick the ones that I choose to do. Like, it's always ones where I'm like, I have a good think about cosplays before I do them, except for these ones where I'm doing them kind of on a whim, but they're normally ones that I pick out rather than suggestions. But I love chocobos, but thing is, chocobos can be done sort of like in a couple different ways, but I don't think it's one that I would ever do myself. As much as they're a cool animal, it's kind of like, I think chocobos are awesome, but I've seen really good chocobo cosplays, and I'm quite content to just leave it at that, in that I met someone who did a phenomenal one. So the person who, she did the championships of cosplay, I can't remember her name off the bat, or like her cosplay name off the bat, but she doesn't do a huge amount, but she created a chocobo. Oh no, she didn't do a chocobo, but she has done a chocobo. But this was a, we'll say, what was it called? Like a Firebird cosplay. So it's very similar, but it's not chocobo, but it's from Final Fantasy also. Basically, she just loves Final Fantasy, and I also did a Final Fantasy cosplay, so we were just like chatting. Because I did Lakshmi from 14, and she did Firebird from 14. Oh, but she'd done a chocobo before, and she did like the big chocobo. Basically, she's just amazing. I'll see if I can find her and show you, but it was good. Winter, hi! How you doing? So I'm just like Final Fantasy, let me just garbage speak, because I could talk about it for a while. Oh dear. Hi, how you doing, Winter? Oh, you can't spoon me. Just an idea, that's fair. Yeah, I think most of the time I plan my cosplays, like the big ones, out, like normally about a year in advance. So I have like a really good, this is the thing, a lot of people will suggest me cosplays to do, and I do, it's very like kind of them. Most of my cosplays I've thought about for about a year before I do them. So it's like, I feel bad, but like, I have an idea of what I'm doing next as a big cosplay. And I've thought about it for a good long time. So it's almost always going to be like, unless you happen to say the one that I've like already thought about, for like a really long time. It's like, because they cost like so much. It's like, oh dear. You're right, a cannon through forgetting my stream. Oh dear. Shrimp, hi, how you do? Whoa. What is that, Shrimp? A goat? Oh my god. Yeah. Mostly it's because it comes down to price. Like, I have a feeling the next cosplay that I do that's going to be a big one is like legitimately probably going to be close to 500 quid, which sounds like a lot when you just put it out like that, but like all of the elements that come together, it's like, it makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of fabric, it's a lot of elements that some of it has to be like, it's like there's involved like a harness, a really large 3D element, and this is like the one that comes after Bard, and ones like that. And when you think of like all the bits that go with that, and then of course the coverings for those pieces, and the costume for me, and it's like, you put all those bits together and it's like, and then you have to spend that time being like, do I honestly want to spend 500 quid on this? And like a year making it. But if I can think about it for a year and be like, yes, then I'm like, okay, sure. And it's getting close to being like a year now of me thinking about it. And if it gets to that year and I'm still happy to do it, then I'll do it. But honestly, I don't have the money to just be like, yes, we shall throw the money at it every time. But I wish I did, but we don't. Any soup for me? We finished the chicken soup yesterday, Shrimp. You are 1 day late for soup. I have like a spicy cup noodle, if that would suffice. Shrimp, would the spicy cup noodle suffice? Oh dear. Have you seen the Bahamut, that giant dragon? Yes! I have. I'll be honest, I think there's so many cool things you can cosplay from Final Fantasy as well. Like, all of the, like god style things, very cool. And like a lot of the mounts as well are really interesting. I think Final Fantasy XIV brought a lot to the mix as well because it was such a big game and it keeps expanding. And I think all of the outfits as well, the fact that they have like the starters and then they you know, you build on them with the armor sets and they actually change. That was really cool. I love what people do with that, and I think as well it gives you somewhere like you could do your first cosplay and you could do like, you know, this an outfit that's a bit easier, and then maybe if you know, if you're a bit more confident, you could definitely do a slightly more complicated outfit. But there's definitely something you can cosplay from Final Fantasy, and I think that that's really cool. Like at any level, there's something you can cosplay from Final Fantasy and still look like absolutely phenomenal. Like, it doesn't look like a low effort cosplay, it just looks phenomenal, and I think that's really cool. Shrimp, I'm sorry! I give soups already. I'm sorry, Shrimp. I have a spicy cup noodle. It's good. It's like sweet and sour spicy. It's delicious. I got 3 of them because they're so good. And Ifrit and Odin. Yes! And yeah, Shiva as well. Oh, yep. Yeah. Shiva as well, it was an interesting one because they changed so much. Like, Shiva changed a lot. From like the first games, and but like obviously like the color scheme stayed the same, but like I don't know, I really like the different iterations. They were really cool. Is the cup noodle shrimp flavored? It's not. I think it's pepper flavored, like bell pepper, and it might be seafood flavored actually. I don't think it's specifically shrimp though. Are we talking Final Fantasy? Yee! We talking Final Fantasy? I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. I have a tiny Moogle. I have a Zidane from Final Fantasy 9 up there, which is stuck down because he moves, but I have a tiny Moogle. Just a little Moogly boy. There. He's very cute. I love him. Tiny Moogly boy. Because more of the bigger figurines are very expensive. To be quite honest, that's the main reason I only have a tiny Moogle. Oh dear. A Diablo, yes. They're such cool creations. And like the amount of detail that goes into them, it's like a cosplayer's dream a lot of the time. That's why I've like my first cosplay was from Final Fantasy 9, and then I did Ico as well from 9, and then I moved to 14 because I just really like the detail that went to 14, and I was more confident at that point. CSI, hi! How you doing? Welcome! I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to more cardboard and Final Fantasy talk. You trying to get Jelly to do a Shiva cosplay? Don't think it's... Well, it depends on the Shiva though. It depends on the Shiva, because there is a lot of different Shivas and there's a lot of ways you can do them. Shivas have a lot of different ways you could try and do them. I feel like they're also very open to body paint as well, which is interesting. But like, I love the accessories. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I'm not good at body paint, so it wouldn't be super great for me to do, but I love seeing how other people interpret Shivas. And I love what people do with the hair on a lot of them as well. Like, that's probably one of my favorite parts of Shiva, is like how people interpret the hair. Because, you know, I don't love hair as wig, but I love other things as wig, and Shiva has inspired people to do other things as wig, other than hair, and I'm like, that kind of got me inspired to do other things rather than hair as wig, because other people did it, and I was like, now I'm inspired because other people be inspired. That was good. all-round inspiration. A horn for Zay! How you doing, Zay? We can do a horn for Zay. Pepper-flavored soup. Isn't that just tear gas? No, it's good! It's good! I don't like shrimp, so I'll take blasphemy of a cup noodle. I'll take the blasphemy of a cup noodle. Hi! Final Fantasy monsters are the best! And yeah, they have some good monsters. I'm having a good day. Yes, I hope everyone else is well as well. Yee! I'm doing pretty well. We are having like a heat wave in the UK right now, which I know is not a heat wave to other countries, but it is a heat wave to me. And so I don't know how long I'll be here today. I'll be here for as long as possible. Probably until a fair while into the afternoon, to be fair, because I don't think it's gonna hit me too soon. But yeah, we is having a heat wave, just so people's knows. Oh dear, the only Shiva worth cosplaying isn't in terms of friendly. There's some interesting versions, but and Leviathan as well was a really cool. I like that one too. Big dragon, big dragon. Oh, JK, I miss Wooloo. Oh, Wooloo was a cute cosplay. The cute cosplays are fun too. Although, arguably, Trashy is going to be a cute cosplay. Let's go. Do I know the Leviathan? Yeah, it was in Final Fantasy IX. It's hot here as well. Yeah, it's not too bad here yet, and I know it's not going to get as bad in Wales. Especially not till a bit later in the day, where I am, but yeah, I'm fortunate. The morning is not so bad. It's just the afternoon that's gonna hit me. So I'm kind of like working away in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll you know, huddle away with my ice cream and just suffer it out. Oh dear. Oh. I forgot the name, but there's a giant turtle monster in Final Fantasy. A giant turtle monster. Oh. Just a giant turtle monster. Oh, you can revisit Wheeling. Thank you. I'm not sure who the giant turtle monster is. I'm not sure. It's not Leviathan, because Leviathan was like a snaky dragon. I made some iced tea, but it takes all day to cool down. No, I mean, hopefully though, I don't know how it's going to be for you, but if it gets hot near the end of the day for you, like it will for me, it means you'll have it near the end of the day, which is when it's going to be at its worst. Don't really want to put something so hot in the fridge because I made a lot. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, you're going to heat up everything in the fridge. Oh dear. Maybe if we make you extra awake in the morning, you'll be okay in the afternoon. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm lucky. I got a really good night's sleep last night because it was quite hot last night as well. I don't know about anyone else, but when it's really hot at night, I feel like I don't sleep super great normally. But I actually got a really good night's sleep. Oh, 82V2 Angel, thank you so much for the follow. It's very kind of you. Welcome. We're talking about Final Fantasy heat waves, and we're making a bard costume. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Zay. What are you doing? Okay, everyone prepare. Oh no. Oh no, that's definitely not all of them. Yep, nope, there we go. Sorry everyone, if you want anyone to blame, it might be mildly my fault for having this as a redeemable thing, but I mainly blame Zay for suddenly redeeming every horn. Oh god, I don't think that's all of them either. No, there we go. Am I extra awake now? I mean, I have feelings. Are they awakeness? I mean, I'm definitely alert. Oh dear. wasn't me for once. This is true. It wasn't actually you for once. Oh my god. Thank you for the horn, say. Oh dear. Oh. My god. My god. Oh, that was a lot of horns. Oh. My ears are very awake. I'm ready to listen to that. to zero, it's safe. Oh, God. This how you could try putting the tea into a bunch of containers to maximize the surface area it can cool off in. Oh, that's not a bad clue actually. Yeah, pop, do some of that. Damn, you found the monster turtle! Yee. I'm not sure what the monster turtle is. I'm like... Monster turtle. Then again, I was never super good at remembering the names of the monsters. I quite often had to be shown pictures and then I'd be like, oh, it's that guy. Oh dear. Oh, is it this one? Adamantoise! Oh! Oh, okay. Yeah. That is, ringing the bells. Also, has anyone else's, internet, what's it called? Not Internet Explorer anymore. Microsoft Edge updated, because mine did. I restarted my computer and my Microsoft Edge updated, and it looks funky now. Oh dear. Good idea, yeah. Oh dear. Some shallow bowls, not bowels. Bowls or something until it cools down enough to put it in the freezer or fridge. Adam toys. Yo! Yo! Welcome Shifty, how you doing? But I am lazy. Oh no! But it might heat up the core temperature of the fridge! Oh. Also, how you doing, Shifty? We are cutting out cardboard pieces until we have so much cardboard. Shallow Bowels. Welcome, Nez. How you doing? Welcome to Shallow Bowels. I don't use Edge. I use Firefox. I also don't use Edge. It's just I have it on my laptop, and whenever I click a Twitch link, it opens it in Microsoft Edge. And my Microsoft Edge updated last night when I restarted my laptop, and now it looks funky. Oh dear. A big purple dragon man dances and wearing a black kilt. Tak, hi, how you doing? Welcome, Tak. I hope you're having a good day. We are cutting out cardboard. We are doing the cardboard. Oh dear. Hell yeah, cardboard. Heck yeah. The most bestest of crafting tools because it is both lightweight and incredibly cheap. In fact, people just send it to you. Like, you'll order something and they'll give you free cardboard, and it's like, whoa, look at all this free cardboard that I have. Crazy. Oh, yeah, I like cardboard as a crafting tool. I use Chrome. I also use Chrome, and yet everything opens in Microsoft Edge. This is my fault and I should change my settings, but also... Oreo, hi! How you doing? A cardboard cosplay? It's just for the additional parts to the guitar, but yeah, I'm doing it in cardboard because I talked to some people and they were like, you don't want it to be hollow, and you want it to be lightweight, and I was like, you know what I have an abundance of? Cardboard. I'll use cardboard, because foam's a bit heavier when it's stacked like this. But cardboard though, I'm having a small eye infection, got medicine for it today. Oh, I'm glad you got medicine for it, but I'm sorry that you're having an eye infection. That's no fun. That sounds really painful. I hope the weather's doing okay for you and you're not having all of the heat that we're having, because that would suck, having an infection and also having deathly heat. Oh dear. I always reuse cardboard and packing material and selling stuff on eBay. Yeah, I mean, why not? is reusing stuff. I mean, if I was selling stuff, I would definitely reuse stuff. When I send stuff to family, like, for instance, if I'm like sending them on like a lot of face masks and I want to put it in a box or like a bag, I will just reuse something that I got cosplay materials in, because why not? Just smack a new address on it. There you go. And a new stamp. Bam. Good to go. You take your face masks. Fortunately, I don't have to send things off too often, though. Oh. Cardboard is the equivalent when you go to a restaurant and they give you free bread. Yeah! Whoa, look at all this free bread that I've received. Oh, Tony Wankanomi, thank you for the follow. Great name. Oh, it's very kind of you. Welcome to Cardboard. The free bread. Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's great though, honestly. I get so much free cardboard. And it's like, I can use this. But then what it does lead to is, we have like so much free cardboard in the house. And maybe take a picture of it so you can see, but I've hoarded a lot of free cardboard. The downside is I have a bunch of rambled cardboard boxes and bubble wrap waiting for me, so I'm starting to sell. Yeah! Yeah! I have a lot of random cardboard in the house right now. Like, we have this little room in this house that we can't really use for anything, and it's just become the cardboard room of like bits and bobs that like, I'll use it. I will use it. That's my cardboard room. The weather is warm, the sun is shining, mostly the eye infection makes me eye a little puffy and itchy, also have to force my right eye. Oh no, up in the morning, do you take gummy? No! Oh, that sounds painful. Eye stuff sucks. Because you know, seeing is... I was gonna say seeing is believing? Seeing is not believing, but seeing is important. And when it's something that you're so used to doing, very annoying to wake up and not be able to. Hopefully, though, now that you've got something to fix it, it will fix up quickly, at the very least. So you won't have to deal with it for too much longer. So there's that at least, I suppose. Go around this. There we go. Cardboard hoarders unite! I mean, I use it. Look at it. I'm making a guitar. Flute harp thingy. I have a fridge box waiting for just that one right project. That's a good sized box. We did have some really good cardboard that I kind of regret. So we had a mini freezer arrive when we moved into this place. And it was one of those ones where the top and the bottom came off and we couldn't have used those bits. But it had this really nice sheet of cardboard that went the whole way around it. And we got rid of it because when opening it, just sort of ripped through it when trying to get some of the ties off of it. And in hindsight, I felt, first of all, I wish I hadn't got rid of the ties, because I was like, I could have used those ties for corset boning, which I actually needed at the time. And then second of all, I wish I hadn't ripped through the cardboard, because it was really firm cardboard. And you don't get cardboard that firm that often. I was like, that was good, free cardboard. But it'd be like that sometimes. It would have been really useful for this project as well to have like a really firm layer in there. Hey ho, I actually want eyes like, wait, Lord Jordi LaForge? When he got bionic eyes. Oh wait, I think I know who you're talking about actually. I have to check the name, but I actually think I know who that is. Ah. Bionic eye would be kind of cool. I mean, wouldn't be something that I'd normally aim for, but if I had lost an eye, sure. I think that is the way to go. Go. I'm gonna check in a minute as well, because if I remember correctly, I think I wanted as many ones like this as ones without the gap cut in the middle. So I'm just gonna count in a second, because I think I must be getting pretty close to having the right amount. I'm not exactly sure, but I think I must be getting pretty close. Oh dear. Firm cardboard, yeah! firm. It was firm. I think because it covered a mini freezer. Oh, Vi's the guy in Star Trek. Okay, not quite the guy I was thinking of. Slightly different person. Damn it. Ah. I mean, I guess it's close enough. Close enough. Close enough. But not quite. Darn it. Oh, dear. Mason, hi! How you doing? Good morning. I hope you are having a good day. We are cutting cardboard, and then eventually we're going to be having to cut into my glue because I still can't open my glue. But just a lot of cutting into things today. Oh dear. Reading Rainbow Guy. Oh wait! Yeah. In later seasons, his visor got replaced with biomechanical eyes. Oh wait, that might be what I'm thinking of then actually, yeah. Cardboard is medium well done. No, only medium rare, please. I have a friend that works at a place that prints books, and they often have these large sheets of softer cardboard cardstock used from used from paperback books. Sometimes they misprint them and throw them away, so my friend just gives us huge piles of them. See, this is the same thing of like I get things like this. So this is just it's not normal tube of cardboard. So like tube of cardboard you get in, like for instance, a wrapping paper roll would be really, really like rubbish. But this is a bolt of fabric cardboard. I can't compress this, however hard I push. It's like the firmest cardboard ever. And I have just bolts of fabric tubes because of work. And yeah, they're the best. They're really lightweight, they're still cardboard, and you get bolts of fabric tubes. I am good, thank you, Mason. I am doing very well. I can see your horns. I shall do the horns. Oh. There's some horns. Just remembered, leave a button. Oh, okay. Anyone need to wake up a bit? Oh, you don't even know, Mason. We had so many horns earlier. We had many horns. We are awake. We are awake. Oh dear. I remembered his daughter before I remembered him. Aw, that's kind of sweet. Oh, DK, thank you for the follow. It's very kind of you. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. Oh dear. Oh yeah, we had loads of those too. My father worked in office chair manufacturer. Yeah, like the really, really good poles. They are so useful, and they're so useful for like staffs and stuff like that. So I use them for that sort of thing all of the time, or bits and bobs like that. And they're great. I love them, and because they're so lightweight, because they're cardboard. Also good for bonking people in the head with. Yes, they're also good for bonks because they are very lightweight. They are the lightest weight bonks. We had horns. We may have had horns. Mika Burton. Ah, I love the name Mika. Mika or Misha. Misha or Mika is a very cute name. Both of them are cute names, to be fair. Ah, yeah. We lightweight tubes good for bonks. I have a few of them in that cupboard as well. I have a few much thicker ones that I've struggled to find uses for. I'm sure if I cut them into smaller pieces, I would be able to use them. But I haven't. Another horn for attack. We can have another horn. There we go. I never considered the bonking capabilities, but it's true. There I've had bonking capabilities with these tubes. Yes, Zero. How can I help you? Are we not doing phasing anymore? Phasing with what? I don't understand. What phrasing is needed? Oh, is this because of bonk again? Oh no, is this because of bonk again? Mate! I mean like bonk on the head. You know I mean like bonk on the head. The context! Clearly be bonk on their head! God damn it. Twitch, no ban please. Context, I mean bonk on their head. Bonking is different from boinking. Yeah, but like, boink and bonk. No. Twitch, no ban, please. And please consider context. I just mean like bonk with the tube. So 1, 2, 3. Head bonk. Yeah, head bonks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 of this. 12. And then... Oh god! How can bonking be anything but innocent, right? Yeah, exactly. Bonking is innocent. Bonking is the only innocent. Bonk is still a known euphemism. I didn't think of it as a euphemism before anyone told me it was a euphemism. Yeah, indeed. 1. Oh, I think there's more than 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, it says about 19, but let's say 18 because I'm probably going to end up doing an even number. So I need 6 more to get them an even amount. Because we've kind of decided that we want an even amount of these two. Are you really asking how? No! No, I'm not really asking how. Euphemisms in your head or in your tone of voice. Yeah, I think that's the thing. The tone of my voice means that it's not a euphemism. Because I was clearly meaning le bonk on the head. Never heard it as a euphemism, but I'm not a native English speaker. It's a UK thing. Yeah, I'd say... yeah, but I think the tone of voice... Because, like, honestly, you could... With the correct tone of voice, anything could mean anything else. Sounds bonkers. Also, another thing, yeah. Does sound bonkers. Oh dear. So that means I need 3 more. And I do in fact have 3 more, so that's good. Sheets of cardboard. Oh dear. To avoid any unintentional euphemisms, instead of bonking, say banging. No wait, say smashing. No wait! I didn't know until here. Then I looked it up. Oh, it's tricky. Oh. There's no getting around this, there's so many. Oh dear. Wait, Rainer again? Oh, thank you for the raid. Wait, that's very kind of you. Oh, I hope you had a lovely stream. This time we're doing a slightly different cosplay because it's Fridays, and Fridays we do Bard. And we have guitar, and we're making the end bit for the guitar, and we are doing all the end with Steve. Oh, hi! Oh, and Raina. And so, hi! Thank you for the raid. That's very kind of you. We're basically making pieces for the end of the guitar so that we can fit the tube in and then make an extra piece. It's a bit of a process. We've only recently started it. Oh, thank you for shouting out, Raina. And yeah, and then we kind of build it up, and then we're customizing a guitar to look like a lute harp. We've already made parts of the cosplay itself. And yeah, then we kind of go on with that. It's a bit of a... This is a long overarching cosplay with a lot of the other cosplays I've been making. I've been making this cosplay technically since October. But I had to take a long gap in it because I couldn't get materials. Oh dear. We made a cardboard, that's interesting. It is, except for this bit, which is the guitar itself. We have the bass guitar, and then we're customizing it. Gonna be that person who raids and runs and covered in paint. I need to do a lot of cleanup. That is completely fair enough, Raina. Thank you so much. It's still very, very kind of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Best of luck. I hope you don't get caught in the heat wave too much. So, for instance, this piece will go like here. And then we build up from there, but with the pieces on the inside having the gap in it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that. Aww. Have you seen the people in Archive? Hi, how you doing? Welcome. I hope you are having a good day. Whee! We need to cut out some more of the middly pieces. Oh dear. Lord sneaks into chat, takes a seat without anyone noticed because he's too damn sneaky. I definitely haven't noticed, but no, Lord, I hope you're having a nice day. We are doing a slightly different cosplay today because it's Friday. Friday, different stream day. Oh, dear. We do Bard. We do overarching Bard cosplay on on Fridays because it's a much longer cosplay and this is the wrong one. It takes a lot longer, but honestly I should probably sew the coat together and wear the coat on Bard Day because sew it back together and just wear it so I'm like I look the part of the Bard while making the Bard costume. Because to be honest, most of the actually making of the guitar is not super messy. Maybe this particular session will be because I'm using glue, but most of it's not gonna be. Especially once we get to the part where we're actually decorating the guitar. Oh dear. Aww. Thank you for shouting out, Lord. I appreciate it. You have much better memory. Yeah. We have a lot of talented people in chat at the moment. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we have Raider, who is the most talent art. Does so many different things and is really, really good at them. And then we have Lord, the funny gamer, do many funny things. Definitely check them out. Basically, we have a lot of really good different variety of content in chat at the moment. Jesus. So yeah, if you want to check out people that aren't me, definitely do it. we have a lot of funny people in chat. Oh dear. Oh. And I'm just here in the middle of a heatwave, like, I don't know how long I'm gonna make it today. Oh dear. Last message might be a braggy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh yes, funny gamer. That's what I want on my gamestone. On my gamestone? On my gravestone? The gamestone. Lost to check, guys. Yeah, I'm just like, oh. Gaystone, no, gamestone. Gamestone. Yeah, I'm just like checking the posture. Dear me. I feel like my posture is better on warm days. Like, keep staying upright on a warm day. It is starting to feel warmer actually. Maybe it's because I know that it's a hot day. The other time it was a heat wave, I didn't notice, and everyone was like, how are you doing today? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm fine. Why is everyone saying it's hot? I'm fine. And then I checked for how hot the heat was. And it was like 28 degrees. I was like, wait, what's going on? And I was there in my like long sleeve shirt. Like, what's going on? Am I ill? I don't think it's that hot. Have I suddenly learned to deal with the heat? I don't know. Oh, it be like that sometimes. Sometimes it be like that. I mean, I did start to notice it pretty soon after that, but I felt very proud for 2 seconds. I wouldn't mind some gay stones. It does kind of sound like something from Harry Potter. Is that the first Harry Potter zone? Yes. Does the Game Stone play Skyrim? Yes. Only Elder Scrolls games though. But I would like to think Morrowind's on it, because then I could play Morrowind finally. Harry Potter and the Stones of Gay. I remember Harry Potter and the Gablet of Fire. Half-Blood Pride. Oh no. And the Closet of Secrets, yes. Oh, Harry Potter. The Prisoner. Ass. Go back. Oh dear. Oh. Yes. The hidden messages all the time. Oh. I think it's even better that probably J.K. Rowling would hate those, because from the sounds of it, she's not a very nice person. And honestly, if she'd hate those titles, I'm kind of all for it. Oh dear. Oh yeah! Oh, okay, Harry Potter and the Deathly Swallows, top. Oh, amazing. Amazing. I'll stop. JK can fuck off. Yeah. We'll just rebrand the entire series as gay as fuck. There we go. There you go. Oh, look at that. It's inclusive now. Perfect. It's not yours anymore. Now it's ours. We've taken it. Sorry. Yeah. Someone was knocking on my door and I was scared because I didn't know that person. No! Don't let them in. I mean, it could also be the postman. But, I mean, also, I guess, normally you wouldn't invite the postman into your house, so I guess you could kind of stand by that. Don't let them in. Like, gay, trans people, and everyone. Yeah, you know what? Just include more people. Just have a good spread. Like, and honestly, just don't exclude people would maybe be the best. Like, just let people be in the universe. And, like, yeah. Because, like, that's wizards, right? Like, just let them be. I don't know. It just seems a bit crazy that wizards would be like, heck no to a certain group of people. Or specific groups of people. Just let everyone be wizards. Except for muggles, I suppose. But like also let them be. Let muggles be muggles and wizards be wizards and trans people be wizards and people of colour, black people be wizards. Everyone be wizards. Oh, that'd be great. but not J.K. Rowling. She's not a wizard. Or a witch. She no wizard. No points to her. She's a poop. She doesn't get to be a wizard. Not in this universe. Postmen are like vampires. They can't enter unless you invite them in. Okay, let's add that into the universe. I like to imagine that Jelly invites Postman in for tea and he's but like looking at his watch holding some weird anime mug like, you know, I'm tremendously busy. Don't call me out like that. I mean, not the good ones. People being all purebloods and oh yeah, to be fair, there was like that. You know what though? Like the people that are like in the wizarding universe and like they're all like only purebloods. They were like the bad people though, so that's kind of okay because they were being told that they were bad people the entire way through the series. They're no good. Let everyone be except the non-wizards. Muggles. I left my computer on hard look before going to bed. Somehow ended up here. Congrats on the raid, Jelly. Oh, Gigi, hi! It's nice to see you. I hope you're having a good day. Nah, muggles be muggles. I mean, I am muggle. I don't think I'd want to be a wizard. I don't think I could be trusted with any sort of power. Clearly. Oh dear. Oh, Noodle Princess, thank you. Wow, that's a great name. Thank you for the follow. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think I could be trusted with any sort of power in anything. Like if oh, and Lord, thank you for the host also, that's very kind of you. I don't know, because I feel like that's where she kind of wants to go. And I don't know if I want to send her somewhere where she could just sort of like fester. I think she needs to go and meet more people that are like actually in like that, you know, could educate her in the community and be like, you know, people are good people and just want to be happy. Like maybe you could chill. But I would 100% want to be a wizard. Maybe you could handle the responsibility of it. For me, I'd be like, you know how like in the books it's like muggles aren't meant to know about wizards. I would be like whoop 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 all over the place. I am, yeah, gonna pick up some sewing kits and then get some mask fabric. Oh heck yeah! Oh, and Pumpkin Poem, thank you for the follow. It's very kind of you. It's another good name. My god, we have some good names going on here. Heck yeah. I loved picking out mask fabric. I try to get like a nice range, but I've used up a lot of the stuff that I did originally pick out now, so I need to actually go get some more. But it was really nice. The only thing I'd say is, like, when I went out, so many other people were also getting mask fabrics, and we were all just lining up and being like, oh, can I get a bit of your one? Can I get a bit of your one as well? And we were all just like, from 2 meters apart, but like, all just there like, amazing. Also, where did you get elastic? Because there's none. But it was fun. It was really nice. I finally got a way to fit Discord and Twitch on my screen. Oh, you are further along in technology than I. You have advanced in technology. I am amateur in technology. Congratulations. A horn echo? If we could do a horn. Bard, my favorite class. See, I'm not playing a Bard right now. I'm actually only part of 2 campaigns, so I actually had to drop the Pathfinder, unfortunately, which is a shame since I started making this. But I am currently a cleric, and I am playing in Vampire the Masquerade campaign as well, which I'm doing a Nosferatu. When I was playing it, I was playing a ranger, I believe. Was my most recent one, but I just loved. When I saw this in the book, I was just like, I'm instantly drawn to it. And I think also because I do play instruments, I was like probably the most close that I would be to a character in the world would probably be a bard. Like, I'm incredibly chatty, I play instruments, I just feel like that's probably closest to my skill set would be bard. Got to go, just came to follow and spread love. Oh, thank you, Pumpkin, that's very kind of you. So, yeah, I just kind of was like, probably Bard is the closest to me. I've also lost count, so I'm just going up counting again. 8, 10, 12, wait. Have I only done 2 more since I lost count? That's not very good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops! I did in fact only do 2 since I lost count. That's pretty bad. Dangelion. Oh, I like Pokemon as well. Thank you for the host. It's very kind of you. Should I get more ice cream or make hot chocolate? You're in like you see, in my mind, it's like you gotta get ice cream. It's so hot. But then over there, it's like, it's not that warm, right? So hot chocolate would probably be quite nice. I'm gonna leave on Lurk Train going. Please do send Omi on. Oh yeah, and actually we need to do a shout out for the Chi, because Chi be the most creative being. And let me I got this. There we go. Haha! Because Chi is the creative being and we love Chi. Yeah, gotta head to the bus. You take your bus. I'm done with stuff for the week. Woo! Congratulations, Zero. I'm glad. I'm glad that you have had a busy week, but you are done. That is good. Both. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you could do like the Affogato. Or Affogato. Yeah, there was good Harry Potter chat. 24C. What is 24C? Oh, no. Yeah, thank you. She loves that jelly bean too. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, because we changed it to jelly bean and then you become bean sprout. And then I need to think of what to do next. I'm still kind of leaning towards flour, but I'm not sure because bean flour sounds a bit weird to me. Still, to this day, bean flour sounds weird to me, but I don't know. I don't know what happens after a bean. I have to look at what happens to beans. I never really grew beans. Beans wasn't something that I grew. I grew peas, but not beans. Beans do. I don't know. Is it just a specific bard or a bard in general? It's one of the bards that ends up in the Pathfinder book. So I think it's the Pathfinder 2 2nd edition book specifically, but it's not. So they do have a name, but it's just in the book where you are like making your character and things like that. This is the bard that like gives it as an example of a bard, if that makes sense. So it's not got like, they've not got like a backstory or anything really like that. It's just like an example of a bard. but there are multiple images of this bard, which does make it a little bit easier to cosplay, because it's not just one image of the bard. So, but there's no images from behind or anything like that. It's just there's more than one image from the front, so that makes it a little easier. Oh, I heard you get Fall Guys this weekend, so you play together? I'm planning to get it, but I think I'm going to get it on PS4 now, because I think that's actually going to be easier for my laptop to hold, even though I could get it on my laptop. If I get it through PS4, I can set it up with my Elgato to go through that so I can play it on stream. Will that still work as far as playing with other people? That's the only thing I need to check up on. PS4 has no crossplay. Damn it! Because, yeah, that was my concern. Because if I have it on my laptop, I have a feeling it might overload my laptop to an extent, because it has enough problems just streaming on its own. Like, I drop frames just from doing this. But having a game running at the same time, we had a little look into it, and I have a feeling it might be a little bit much. But by putting the, like for instance, like when I play the Switch and stream at the same time, it spreads that over by playing the Switch and then having it plugged in via that. It's not quite so bad. So we were going to do it via that instead, just because it would make it a bit easier on the laptop, basically, and I was less likely to drop frames. So we're probably going to do it like that. I am sorry. Why you hate us? I don't hate you. It's just because otherwise I don't think I'll be able to do it without crashing, is my problem. It's not because I don't want to play with other people. I just want to be able to play without crashing. I got it yesterday. It's very good. Might be streaming it later! Yes! That'd be fun. I'd love to watch if you're streaming it later. Oh dear. Understandable though. Crowdfunding a PC for Jelly! I've tried. She won't let it be set up. I would, but I am a broke. Yeah, I don't have donations. Oh dear. I should install it on my PS4 and try it. Well, this is the thing. I will be doing that, and giving it a go. I just think, you know, I'm sorry. One day I will get a PC. It's just right now. I'm sorry. Because the thing is, even as far as like gear for streams go, a PC is not actually my priority right now. So it's like, I still don't feel right setting up donations because the PC still isn't even my priority. Oh dear. It reminds me of Takeshi's Castle. Yeah, it reminds me so much of Takeshi's Castle. And it's also just because they set so many people going off at once. It's just so much like the first few rounds of Takeshi's Castle. They're like, go! And everyone's like, and like pushing and shoving each other over like ramps. It's just without the mud. And I love it so much. I kind of want them to introduce rounds where they have to like jump to grab things like donuts and stuff with their mouths, which I realise is not gonna happen, but oh, they're so funny. I always really wanted to take part in Takeshi's Castle so badly growing up. I don't know why. I was just so desperate to be like, I want to go take part right now. It looks like so much fun. Even though it looked absolutely terrifying, I desperately wanted to take part. Oh, as someone who grew up playing Takeshi's Castle, it's a dream come true. Yeah! The round with the real fake doors. Yes! The one with the doors where it's like, and everyone's then barreling through the doors that are real. Yes! Fashion Takeshi. Yeah, no General Lee though, or General Bean. Yeah, there is no General Lee. General Lee, oh, he was great. And at the end of every episode, he's like, how did they not win? Every episode. But how did they not win? Because it's impossible. Oh, it's my favourite. I always wanted to take part in Takeshi's Castle because I always thought I could do way better than some of the people on there. The people that would just start each one and then immediately facepalm, and the other's like, I could do that better. We used to watch Takeshi's Castle reruns in Japanese class whenever our teacher didn't feel like dealing with us. Oh my god, amazing. Joanna, hi, how you doing? I hope you are having a good day. We're talking about Takeshi's Castle and Fall Guys again. I'm crying because it makes me happy, not because I'm sad. I hope they introduce a final minigame where you drive around shooting water guns at paper rings. Oh my god, could you imagine? Oh, that would be amazing. I think one of the things that really gets me is like how worldwide that spread. Like how many people watch Takeshi's Castle, because it's really good, but like a lot of people watch Takeshi's Castle. Like a lot of people. And it was top. I mean, yeah. I kind of want one like stepping stones as well, or even like the honeycomb maze. I feel like could work pretty well. Like that one, like, because in the same way that the doors work, like find the correct door, the honeycomb maze could work pretty well. You know, like finding the correct door, like running through it. I feel like it could work. Oh, the honeycomb maze. Yeah, like, you know, fighting your way through the maze. Some of the doors just don't open. Some of them open into the abyss. I don't know. For a show like that, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people watch Pokemon too, but that's way bigger dimension. The fact that Takeshi's Castle got so big is insane. Yeah, it just... And like, I watched it with my family, so like, we'd all sit down and be like, right, Takeshi's Castle's on. And then we'd all just watch it together, and then we'd be like, right, no one won again. Cool. Oh. It's... Yeah, and that was that. That was just that. I wonder if there's any modern shows that like Takeshi's Castle. I mean, there's Wipeout, but I feel like Wipeout was never quite the same, because first of all, they did it one at a time, instead of having like any rounds where everyone just sprinted at things. And second of all, there was no mud, and which was kind of a big part of the show, was the mud. And it was just a lot more organized. Like, it felt a lot more organized anyway. And like, Wipeout's fine, but this wasn't quite, I don't know. It also didn't have the same variety in my eyes as Takeshi's Castle, where like every episode they'd pull out like a different 5 games to play. Like sometimes you'd have Skittles, and then Honeycomb Maze, and then that one where they're all dressed as hands and they flop on cards. Like sometimes you'd have those, and then other times you'd have the surfboard one, and dominoes, and like the one with the earthquake house. Like they had different games, whereas Wipeout was always the same setup. You're migrating to the lounge room to get away from my desk. Oh, fair enough. Oh gosh, my neighbor is so loud. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'll hold down the 4-0. Yeah. Never heard of Wipeout. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if it was called Wipeout or... Oh, Total Wipeout. Yeah, it was too neat and tidy. So, yeah, okay. It might have been called Total Wipeout instead, like Shifty Blue said. Because... Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was Wipeout or Total Wipeout is the name. Because it was more neat and tidy, and it does follow the same sort of format every week. Takeshi's was pure brutal chaos. Yeah, and as much as like you got the same sort of joy of like watching people fall off things, they introduced the people that were playing, and I don't know, I just kind of like watching 100 people just continuously fall off things, and it was different stuff every week, whereas Takeshi's Castle was that, and Wipeout was just like, here's 10 people and they will eventually fall off things. Game at the end where you had to cross the bridge while they shot footballs at the cannons at you. Yeah, the wobbly bridge, they suspend, like, oh god, that was, and they like look. I think also the fact the staff looked like they had so much fun while they were playing it. Like the staff genuinely looked like they were having the time of their life. just like firing those balls at you. Like, I think that brought a lot of joy to it, the fact that they were just like, ha! Oh my god, it's amazing. Keshi's Castle, I used to love that show. Yeah, it brought, I think, so much joy. I think it was just generally, yeah, the all-round fun. Like, the contestants had fun, the staff had fun, everyone, it looked like everyone that worked and, like, joined in looked like they had fun. And so it was, like, a lot of fun to watch. Whereas Wipeout, it was very much like, although it followed in some ways a similar format, it was much more produced. And so it kind of lost some of the joy. Oh dear, I would quit every job to shoot stuff at people in this show like that. Yeah, like honestly, I don't care. Like, put me on like the most minimum wage. Put me behind that cannon and I will fire things at them. Like, that looks so much fun. Swirling Toadstool was a meek. Oh my god, that looked like, we'd sit there and we would just be there like, do you think you could do that one? Do you think you could do that one? Like, I don't think I could do that one. And the one where you had to do a rope swing onto, I think it was like a spider's web or something, and like Velcro yourself to it. Impossible. It looked so difficult. Oh my god, there was like a few like that where you either had to rope swing or pole jump to the other side and like Velcro yourself to something. Oh, they looked so difficult. So I like also sometimes there were the games where they'd look, like the guards would look at you and be like, does this person stand a chance? I don't think this person stands a chance. We'll go at them. They'd like tip you out the cup before you went down the hill, or they'd like really push the ball hard at you before you played Skittles or something like that. They wouldn't stand a chance because the guards would just pick on you. It's funny. Oh my god, it was the best. The American football one. Oh my god, the American football one was like huge. Oh, we had an amusement park that was themed. It was movie themed, and they do a Halloween weekend every Halloween, yeah. And you can work there on that weekend as a random person, and they professionally turn you into a horror figure, so you can walk around the park to scare people. Oh my god. I don't know if I'd be able to contain myself. I'd be like, I'd be both scaring and giggling so hard. I don't know if I'd be any good at that, but that sounds so fun. So fun. I'm trying to get my friend to watch JoJo because I want to cosplay and I need someone to do that with me. Oh, we definitely have some JoJo fans in chat right now. I'm only on, I've done first two parts. But I need to do, I'm behind. But, I know that I've also been spoiled on a lot in the 5th. Because of memes. Not everything, but some bits in the 5th. Oh dear. But yeah, I always wanted to do that. I don't blame you, that sounds really fun. I mean, honestly, anything where I can get like professional zombie makeup or anything like that. The thing is that I do have very, very sensitive skin, so I don't think it's something that I could actually do, unfortunately. Right now it's pretty good, to be quite honest, but I often will have eczema on my face, which is not super common. Crochet Bunny, thank you for the follow, it's very kind of you, welcome. We're talking about Takeshi's Castle, and lots of other bits and bobs, to be honest. But unfortunately, quite often with like eczema, it's difficult to put prosthetics on your face. It's what it is, only because mine's quite... When it flares, it flares. But I like the idea of it a lot. Confession time, not a big anime fan, that's fair. I like Cowboy Bebop and Death Note and the classic Pokemon stuff, that's all. That is fair. I mean, I am a big anime fan. All of the figures in the background. But I love anime. I've liked anime for a while. I haven't seen a lot of classics though. Like, I know that I haven't. Like, you'll tell someone that I still haven't seen Evangelion and be like, what the hell? Why haven't you seen Evangelion? And you're just there like, I just haven't got around to it. But I'm sure that I will like it as and when I see it. It's just, I've got a terrible attention span, and so I don't tend to bulk watch shows. and knowing how much Evangelion I have to watch, and that it's a show that I will have to watch actively, like I can't sort of like zone out while watching it, I've kind of been putting it off. And like there's a lot of shows like that, but I do like anime. I don't know. I liked it for a while, but I don't think there's anything wrong with not liking it because it's definitely a very specific medium and it's got a lot of tropes. Oh dear. I have been told to watch, haven't yet. It's, yeah, there's the first bit I wasn't so keen on, and then I kind of liked it a bit more in the second, and I think I'll probably like it more as it goes on. I like the memes a lot though. I've been told to watch, haven't yet. That's fair. I've never watched Dragon Ball more than a few episodes. I've watched some Dragon Ball and then I've kind of went off it, but I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh kind of person growing up. The Kai series would likely be easy to get into for DBZ as it cuts out the proof. You are going to like it. To be honest, I really got into it around the time when Pillarman was first shown before I was like, yeah sure, I will watch, and now I've almost finished. Admittedly, I haven't watched anime in months. Nothing compares to Bananya. Bananya, masterpiece. I tried watching anime a couple of times because my girlfriend is big anime fan and she wants to watch her faves with me, but I just can't get into it. I feel bad for not enjoying hobby, but you know, she enjoys it. I think also like, you know, you can have different hobbies, but also like, yeah, I like SAO though, that's her fave. SAO I like some of, not all of. I liked the first arc, I hated the second arc. Third arc I also disliked. Fourth arc was great. And then the movie was okay, and then I really like the Alicization stuff, but it's like so up and down for me. I'm like, hate, like. No, like, hate, love. Movie was okay, and then the Alicization stuff I like, but that's like really far on. So it was like, there was some distinct hate in there. Oh dear, have I tried Food Wars? Oh, Food Wars. Oh yes. People talking about SAO. Jason, hi! We were talking about SAO, briefly. I watched some Sailor Moon the other day. I thought it was pretty good. Sailor Moon is a sweetie. See, I'm not super keen on Usagi, like the main character, but I love all of the other scouts, and you know what? She's alright. She's alright. She's just a bit whiny, but yeah. I do like it. No, Dem. I tried a lot and kind of gave up. You read that last part wrong. I feel bad for not doing a hobby with her, but I just don't enjoy it. Oh, I see. That's fine. That's fair. Yeah, I tend to watch most, like, although, so Shiny, who is the boyfriend, he does like anime, but we do not watch anime together. Because I'm a nightmare and I pause things every 2 seconds because I get distracted. So although we have the same hobby, we don't tend to watch things together. We watch ReZero together, we watch like 1 or 2 other shows together, but like we don't really watch shows together because I'm a nightmare. Oh dear. Is the cooking anime that had tropes of fighting anime, but it's all just intense cooking? You're missing out some pretty big bits there, Dem. You're not gonna mention how okay. Oh dear, well that sounds kind of cool. And we have that with sleeping. I got into the SAO from the abridged version of SAO. Oh my god, the abridged of SAO? Now that was great. I didn't like SAO after they left the first game though. Yeah, this is the thing. I liked the first arc of SAO and then the second arc. And then I didn't like the third. I did like the, I liked the, whatchamacallem? The spin-off of SAO. There's a lot of SAO. I hate when shows do that. Oh dear, yeah. In the Food Wars manga they actually have recipes. You say them too lazy. Okay, so also with Food Wars, it's like super ecchi at times, but like it's all food related, but it's like amazing. Amazing. Oh, mwah. Amazing. Basically it's just like, you know like when people like are like food porn? Take it super literally. Oh. With how 2020 is going, do you think there'll be an SAO event sometime this year? I mean, we've got Alicization going on right now. I don't know if I'd be surprised. Because, but then, But then yeah, with 2020 how it's going, maybe not, maybe not. I was gonna say, like, we've got Alicization going on, but then with 2020 how it's going, I really like Delicious Dungeon. I really hope they make an anime for it. Basically just food wars and D&D. There's been a lot of really good food stuff. The bits I missed. I hate when shows continue after they're clearly only over. The Spanish Netflix show Money Heist did that too. I was finished after season 2. It was finished after season 2. Clearly the legit ending. Just did well, they continued. We must save my family. Oh dear. So, with, I would say, with Sword Art Online, there was some other good bits that do happen, but I get what you mean. With the first arc, I liked it. Second and third arc, I did not like at all, personally. But I like the fourth arc, which is, I think it's called Mother Rosaria arc, which explores a completely different part of what VR could do, and I really like that. I'm not going to spoil it, I'm not going to say what happens, but it's good, and I like that. In fact, that's probably my favourite arc to date. And then, the movie was okay, I like what it did, it was cool. The Alicization arc, which is what it's on now, which is a really long arc, I like it. It's good, it's different, and I like it. But it's really far along from that first bit, and you have to get a long way to catch up to where it is now. And at this point, it doesn't feel like it should have finished at the beginning. It felt like a longer story. But only now, maybe. Or only later on does it feel like a longer story. And I get what you mean, Lord, I do get what you mean. Four guys VR and we're all stuck in there. Forever falling. Oh, Wolf, hi, how you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Oh, hell, the helliest munchkin there is. Oh, so Jaffa Cake, thank you for the follow, welcome. We were talking about SAO and cutting things out. Yeah, I do feel a lot of shows do that, yeah. That's why I love Breaking Bad. I knew what it wanted to tell until the story ended there, done. Although any further chance of seeing Tokyo in skimpy clothing cannot be missed. Theoretically speaking, how quickly would someone be banned if they didn't watch anime? Oh, no. Like, literally, if you don't watch anime, that's completely fair enough. That's why we talk about loads of things. Like, as much as I do watch a lot of anime, like, there's a lot of anime I also don't watch, to be quite fair. But, you know, I do other things too. You do not have to watch. You do not have to watch anime to be here and take part in the conversations. Also, this is like a roleplay cosplay, like as in like from D&D and stuff. Like, this is from Pathfinder specifically, but like, you know, from roleplay based games. It's not even from anime. But yeah, I haven't even finished in season 1. No spoilers. Yeah, no spoilers. But it's a good. Although I think all but one of my figures is from anime. I do have the one from, oh no, all but 2 of my figures is from anime. I have a tiny Gudetama figure, a tiny Gudetama figure, which I'm gonna say is from anime. And then I have 2 from Final Fantasy, which are my tiny Moogle and my tiny Zidane. Oh dear. Oh, Jelly, you aren't talking about SAO. That's fair enough. Money Heist is one of my favourite shows. All good and intense. Oh yeah, no, just generally no spoilers. That's fair. Does not matter on the show. Just generally no spoilers. Because people do not always watch things. Could be from ages ago. Could be from yesterday. Who knows? I don't watch anything, so I'm always behind. From every year. Oh dear, I've only ever really watched 2 animes, so I'm a noob in the field and I'm allowed here. Yeah, of course. And also you don't have to like it, it's a different medium. Speaking about cooking anime, have everyone seen I Love You Colonel Sanders finger licking good dating simulator? Of course. I dwell in the realm of memes. I've seen someone play that. Yeah, we have a nails here. No spoils. You threaten with the spoon. Oh dear. Yeah, I've seen a playthrough of it. I've not played it myself. As much as I love KFC, I prefer eating it, I think, to dating them. Just noticed my main favorite animes I found because of Abridged. I mean, there have been some great Abridged. Some of the bridges are honestly top, very top, very much the toppest. Never watched an episode of Doctor Who. That is also fair. Again, sometimes I feel like also, just if it's not your genre, if it's not something you're interested in, why not? Oh dear. I watched until I got shit, which means after Tenant. That's also, again, if you're not going to enjoy it, why don't spend time watching something you're not going to like. I continued to watch it, but then I also liked it for a bit after that. Turb, hi! Hope you are doing well. Time to bard it up. We are barding it up. Has anyone seen Hellsing Ultimate Abridged? I have. Yes, I have seen Hellsing Abridged. It is probably my favourite Abridged, other than maybe the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I really like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. It made me very happy. Oh, thank you for the Terp shout out. Appreciate it. Yeah, we have Terp, the most very talented artist Terp. The most Terp talent artist in the chat. Oh dear. Top 2 is my favourite. I love it, all of it. I love Smith and Capaldi. See, here's the thing. I liked Smith and kind of what they tried to do with it. I think Capaldi kind of got shafted because of Clara. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, but his episodes I felt like just went because of everything that. Oh wait, we need to do a shout out for the Nias as well. Oh crap! Carafaf, man, thank you so much for the host. That's very kind of you. The chat moves too fast. We now need to do a couple of shout outs. And I am kinda. Oh, did you? You already did a Nez shout out? Oh, I am slow. I am sorry. You so fast. Oh dear. Get on my level, I'm sorry. Screw the rules, I got money. I loved the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I thought it was so good. Yeah, thank you, man, for the host. That's very, very kind of you. Oh dear. Jesus wants a hug. Like all of the abridges on YouTube, they were so good. And I think, yeah, they showed me a lot of series that I might not have necessarily got into. I'm making a Hobbit cosplay. He's not a Hobbit. I think he's a halfling. He's definitely one of the shorter, but I will obviously be cosplaying as not a shorter person. Capaldi had the best monologues. Change my mind. I don't know. He did get given some longer voice, like some lines, but I still couldn't look to his character and be like, because I don't know, I feel like he had to just because kind of everything that was going on, but I felt like it was the only way that you could develop his character and it didn't feel like the right way to do it. So although he did have, yes, good monologues, if that's the only way that you can develop the character, it doesn't make it a good character development. But again, it wasn't because he was a bad actor or that he played the actor badly. I do feel like he got shafted with the script. Oh dear. No, oh no, that's absolutely fine, Terp. I was kind of heavy lurking and I apologise. I was trying to tidy and do other bits and bobs, and then it was kind of just like, I was like, but yeah, it was lovely to pop in very briefly. Moffat is fine on his own when he has someone to check on him, but as a showrunner he was awful, pretentious and confused, and beat you over the head with certain plot points. Oh dear. But yeah, I think at points it was good, but then the whole Clara storyline kind of overtook it. This is, bear in mind, my own opinions though, and like I can understand why it's like, you know, other people will like it. For me, I think I just really didn't like what they did with Clara's storyline, and it became so a focus of every. I was waiting for it to pop up in every episode to the point where it was like anything else that happened, I was like, when's Clara gonna come into this then? And where's that gonna pop in? And it became such a focal point. I was like, well, that's what's gonna happen. And it was like, ah. Also, that is all the pieces cut out, so we should start being able to glue these together, which means I have to cut the head off the glue. Because, for those who weren't here, I can't open my glue. But it's okay, we have a small knife. Oh dear. Sad they cancelled the Attack on Titan abridge. I feel like abridges, as much as I love them, they don't have the same space on YouTube that they used to. And it is a shame, but it makes it difficult. Well, this is good, because I guess you don't have to alter the clothing, because it will fit you as is. Teehee dances around like a loon. God damn it. God damn it. I am tall. I am tall. I heavy look too. Yeah. Sometimes it'd be like, I am here, but like, I'm also like cleaning over like there and over there and over there. Like, I'm here. Oh dear. I mean, I don't like... I can overlook a lot of stuff. Maybe it's because I'm easy to entertain. I like stuff. No, but this is fair. Like, for anyone who does enjoy it, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, you know, and I think as well, if you can get past the fact that Clara, I feel like, or if you even enjoyed Clara as a character, it's completely fine. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It was just like a very much personally, like, I found her to be a bit much a lot of the time. But if you don't, that's fair. Like, if that was something that you enjoyed, that's completely fair enough. I'm just wondering if I can get it at all loose in any of these places. Oh dear. Just to illustrate, remember when we had the date of the TARDIS explosion, Amy's pregnancy as a plot point? How many episodes opened and closed the dock looking at those things on one of the monitors? See, to me, although that was like a bit much, it really... that wasn't so bad in my eyes. Like, that's fine. Because you know what? Although to us, yes, maybe that is a bit much. There will be people where it's like, oh, it is a nice reminder between the weeks. If you're watching it all in bulk, yeah, that could come across as a lot, but if you're having a couple weeks between each viewing, which I was, it was nice to have those reminders. But, you know, I'm a scatterbrain, and sometimes it's nice to have that as a reminder. But, oh, this is going to be tricky. But, you know, half bottle. Is there a thin point? Yeah, this is a thin point. But, yeah, basically, just the whole thing with Clara was the bother for me. And I think that's where I stopped watching. And it was just basically because I was waiting for it to pop in. Didn't binge it, I watched it weekly. That's fair. Again, it's going to be like a difference in personal taste though, isn't it? Because, like, we know I'm a scatterbrain. And, like, having those weekly reminders, that helps me. But for someone like you, maybe you didn't need that, and that bothers you. And that's fair. Different person, innit? Okay, we're in. I can see the inside of the bottle. And I found a thin point. Where I can easily chop through the neck of the bottle. You feel kind of like I'm performing surgery, but that's okay. Oh dear. Amelia versus wood glue round 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 2, 3, 8, 5. Yeah, this is basically, to give a bit of context to people that are a bit newer here, I've been trying to open this wood glue for, I think, about 2 months at this point. It has just got to the point where I am just going to very, very carefully cut around the thin point of the neck. Because there is really no other way of me getting into this wood glue at this point, other than slowly chiseling away at the neck joint, because, yep, it has got to this point where I just really want to get into the wood glue. Just really want to get in, holding their breath through the whole process. I'll be fine, don't worry about it. It might look like my hand is close to it, it's not. I can do it off camera if it makes people nervous though. How about that? Will we do it off camera? There we go. Hi! There is no nerves now because you do not have to see it. You can just know that I am in fact very, very carefully wiggling through this. Plan was to get Amy Murray to school and make a half-time Lord and stick her in a spacesuit underwater and shoot the Doctor with all the trouble the process would take. And plan B was just to poison him. No! I want to see the nitty-gritty stab! What kind of mod are you? Where you want to see me stab myself? Nah, we'll do this just so people don't get nervous. I mean, again, it's nowhere near my hand, but I could see that on the top-down view it does look like it is actually quite close to my hand, and it's not. But I do not want to bother people. Stab the glue tube away from my body. I can do that. If that makes you, well, it's not really. Fortunately, neither way is really either towards my hand or away from my body. So I think I will. There we go. I can move my hand around so it's a bit safer. There we go. There we go. Not yourself. Stab the bottle. 8 foot. Hi. How you doing? Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. Crafting is to react to the sight of her own blood. That's gonna end up being the thumbnail now. Twitch is gonna find that specific point and be like, yes, that's what she wants. Unwinged hi. That's going on Dem's evaluation. I hope you're having a good day. We are, just for people that just joined, I can't open my wood glue, so we're making an incision and cutting through it. Oh, and Wing, thank you for the follow. That's very kind of you. But I'm not doing it in top-down view right now because I don't want to make anyone nervous. I don't want to make anyone nervous. So I am doing it in the view of nobody can see me. It's gonna wiggle it around. Knife firmly and safely within the bottle, and you can't even see it. Who even knows what I'm doing right now? The knife might not even be in the bottle for all you know. For all you know. Oh, Wingdie's OG McDude! She's a McDude mod! Whoa! We have a McDude mod. Amazing! Oh my god. Well, now welcome to Danger Stream. Oh, you can see the the glue. It's snuck. I saw you were doing 10 safety violations at the same time. But you can't see the glue. You don't even know. Oh wait, there's something in here. Oh, I can see something within. Oh, now what is that? Oh, I don't like the sound of that. I think there's something in here. Have I got some wood in my wood glue? Possible? Or maybe I just put some cardboard in it by accident. Oh, fuck. Report! Don't report! Fall Guys just finished downloading. Oh, you got yourself a good afternoon there, Zero. You have got yourself a very fun afternoon. I saw before you switched off the second camera. No! No! No report, please. Twitch, do not ban. Don't come for me. I'm guessing it's glue. Well, you'd think that, but it's also brown. So, I just posted some pictures in your Discord crafts channel. Yay! I look forward to seeing you later. Yeah. Wood in your wood glue? Preposterous. No! No ban! I rolled up note that says do not open past jelly. God. Oh god, how much? Give me my knife back. I think I've managed to go about 4 centimeters so far. Just you have a good progress report. Whole stream is just me slowly sticking knife into this. Oh dear. By the way, just wanted to say that I love hanging out in the streams. Very chill, very funny, feel super welcomed. Oh, thank you so much. That's very lovely of you. Of course, you are always welcome in the crafty streams. Definitely something. Oh, actually, maybe it's come off the knife. I don't know what I last cut with this knife, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was vaguely brown. That might make sense, actually. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Oh dear. I don't know what a meme is, sorry. It is okay. We'll find some good memes. Be careful you won't stick the knife into a jelly finger. Do not worry, the jelly, it will recover very quickly. I will plant myself at the bottom of the ocean and recover within lightning speed. My biggest fear is actually not stabbing myself, because I don't think I'm going to do that. Touch wood. It's that the bottle is going to grab my knife and not give it back. So it's going to take the end of the knife and I'm going to pull it out, and then the knife is going to remain in the bottle. And I'm going to be like, oh, well, now my knife is gone. It's in the glue. And I'm not going to be able to get it back. That is my fear right now. Oh dear. Only the crafty streams where you play games I will stay away. Or we scare away with the, what's it called? MLG gamer moves? Is that what it is? MLG gamer? Am I getting this right? Ooh, there we are. Continue to crack it open. I have also got some bottles, as per suggestion on previous Friday stream, that I can put this glue into. So hopefully we don't encounter this same issue again after this stream is over. Because I could put it into a new bottle. Oh my god, my arm is exhausted. There we go. I'm gonna have to give my knife a really good clean as well, because this is gonna be covered in glue. Pretty good. I feel like I could do it pretty well if it just joined up, but it doesn't quite join up just yet. I just run the knife around that I've done. Okay. Okay. We've done it! That is... I can get into my glue. Thank God. Whew. Right. And an open bottle of glue. Oh my god. I think the Fall Guys servers are balked. No. A horn. Mission complete. Oh my god. Some more. That's, they've been balked. Sorry, they've been balked though. Why have they been balked? At this time in the morning they're balked? That seems a bit unusual. I would have thought, like, later in the day, sure, but like so early in the morning, that seems a bit unusual. Excuse me, I guess it's a different time everywhere. Hiccups. Oh, I hope I don't actually. I did have hiccups earlier in the morning. I almost wouldn't be surprised if I had hiccups now. Oh, I better not have hiccups. Yeah, they were when I popped in to check. No! Oh no! No! I'm in Australia. Yeah, one day I'm gonna earn at least 52k worth of Venga horns. Oh no. Right. I need a heavy object. Heavy object. The anime. Have my art book. That might do it. I also have my sewing machine, which might be a bit too heavy. I could use the guitar itself, but then I might stick it to the guitar. Or I could just use me. I could just use me. Let's just try using me, see how that works. Okay. This is also, by the way, like a really old paintbrush. It's like, kind of like rubbishy at the end. Oh, sorry. It's kind of like rubbishy at the end. We'll see about that. I've been waiting to try the game until it's ready. I want my first time to be special. I think it'll be a really fun game. Oh wait. Banana Ban? Hi, how you doing? Welcome. We've just cut open my glue. Because it was causing issues. And we're gonna start gluing together cardboard. I hope you're having a good day. So yeah, this is like a really rubbishy old brush, but that's perfect for glue. And that's what I use this for normally, is glue. Give this a try. Spread some of this. Oh yeah, that doesn't spread. Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted. Unfortunately, this stuff doesn't dry super quickly, so I should have a moment, but I do, if I remember correctly, I watched some tutorials online on this, because interestingly, there are some tutorials online of people doing this sort of thing, and making like boxes out of cardboard like this. And they say like, yeah, you want to use like not super thick, but like also not super thin. Like a reasonable amount of glue. Because it will start to create like hard layers between the cardboard. It's like, oh, okay. I will take your word for it, YouTube people. Thank you for the information. So I will do that and put that just down there. And I'm just going to be doing it part by part because these bits are a little difficult to do if you, I think, well they will be actually, yeah, if you do them all at once it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Bit by bit, step by step. And make sure that you... And yeah, I think this is kind of how it go. A concussed jellyfish, I'm sorry, I just like full on smacked myself over the head for legitimately no reason. And just give it a good... Now they used a clamp, I don't have a clamp. What I do have is arms, and I will just push it together. You know what? I'll do it. And if I need more cardboard, I need more cardboard. Luckily I have plenty of free cardboard. Yeah, that's 2 pieces of cardboard glued together. And this is what we do now, we glue this. Wait, banana ban? Wait. Oh. Wait. Banana ban. Who is Banana ban? What does Banana ban do? You have a Banana ban shout out? Whoa. I'm curious. Sorry, I'm like, whoa, I see things in the chat and I'm like, Banana ban? What does Banana ban do? I'm interested. Although you can tell me yourself as well, I'm also interested. Ooh! Okay. Sounds interesting. I'll have a look into that. I don't think it will catch on. What do you mean you don't think it will catch on? Cardboard boxes. Cardboard boxes will definitely catch on. I mean, my day has just begun because I only just woken up despite it being midday, but it's good so far. I think today is a good day to wake up at midday. I don't know about you, but it's getting really hot here. If you can sleep through as much of today as possible, that sounds good. You hate people? I'm sorry to hear that, Lord. Arms, the original clamps. They are the original clamps. They're great. He didn't do it. Oh no, I'm waiting for Mr. Electric Guy for 2 weeks now. Didn't even have an appointment yet. Called me right now and said he'd be there in 10 minutes. Will even work while cleaning the apartment. Oh god, that's very quick. Oh, I don't stream anymore. I appreciate the shout out though, that's fair enough. I was like, whoa, wait, what does Banana Brand do? Oh dear. That is fair. Right, I think our first bit's good. This is going to be this process now. Again, I say, this is going to be a slow process, but literally every process is a slow process when it comes to this cosplay. Embroidering music. That's a slow process. Actually, to be fair, making the corset was not such a slow process compared to most of the other bits. But generally making corsets is a slow process. And making the shirt only took 2 days, so that wasn't too much of a slow process. That's something I could physically wear, to be fair. There. And then put that there. I streamed last year doing my gap year, it was a lot of fun, but I'm busy uni student now. Yeah, to be fair, university, it busy. I mean, I feel like first year was, I don't know, it wasn't so, I mean, I say that actually though, I wasn't so bad, but would I have been able to stream during first year? No. Still no. I still think I would have been too busy. It wasn't quite so busy, like I felt like I could still go out and do stuff. And then second and third year, I felt like rammed with work the entire time. I just felt absolutely crammed with work the entire time. First year was okay. Second and third year, just work. Oh, I guess it's different for every course you're on, but so maybe some people first year will also be really intense, and maybe for some people only third year will be really intense, but I felt really intense. Second and third year for me at least, both really intense. I was on a very coursework heavy course, so maybe that's why, but I mean, I loved university, don't get me wrong. I absolutely loved it, and I definitely wouldn't change it, but I wouldn't go back. Not personally. As much as like the idea of doing costumes again, or like maybe changing what I did and doing something like costumes is like somewhat inviting. Whenever I think about the amount of work that I had to do every day, and like the fact that I couldn't do anything else while I was there, I know it might be a different experience this time, but it's very daunting. Very daunting is what I would say. Oh dear. And you know Santa is the patron saint of prostitutes? I did not know that. Oh dear. What did I study? So technically I studied, the course was called interior design, but it had a focus of historical renovations. So it was basically like, imagine like old listed buildings and repurposing them was specifically what we did. So buildings, like drawing up building plans for listed buildings and finding a way to delicately repurpose them. Because generally it's quite difficult to get planning permission for old buildings. So the whole course was basically that, finding listed buildings, listed properties, which is quite easy in Wales. I live in Wales. And find a new purpose for them. So that could be like an old watchtower, things like that. Quite often they were very old properties. And find local ways to find local traders to rebuild them, and then repurpose them in a way that you could use now. Was literally the whole course. A lot of it was using the programs, so like Autodesk, things like that, and then yeah, make the building useful again. It was lovely. Oh, Gilbert's Gadget, thank you for the follows, very kind of you. Oh, so do I am in Cardiff myself. Oh, Cardiff is a lovely city. I lived in Cardiff while I was studying, and that was really useful for me to be in Cardiff while studying. I don't think I would want to live in Cardiff anymore because it's a busy. I'm not a city girl. I am personally not a city girl, and as much as I do love Cardiff, I go there pretty regularly. Couldn't deal with living in the centre. Oh, yeah, I do like it. I like it a lot, but not for living in. Oh dear. Hey CDR, thank you so much for the follow. It's very kind of you. Welcome. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you, them. And thank you for not saying the numbers. We keep viewers turned off because I get spooked. I'm a nervous Nancy. And I get spooked, especially with the idea that people might be watching me literally cutting open my tools because I don't look after things properly. Although in this case, I do blame the idea that I moved house, and you know what? If the van shakes, the van shakes. You know, I don't take blame for that. Right, we're just gonna start layering this up now. I'm working on this bit first because the bit in the middle is gonna be more difficult. Yeah, I loved living in Cardiff when I did live there, but it was just so busy all the time. I guess that's kind of what it's like living in a capital city. Even though Cardiff is nothing like London or something like that, for someone who's like, I don't know, a quiet person, considering everything you hear on this channel, I'm a quiet person. I like the quiet. But no, I like chill. No, having that space to be chill. Oh dear, real spook is real. Drift King, hi! Thank you so much for being around. I'm studying in London though, which is why I'm a city lad. Can't get more city than that. Yeah, in the UK, if you're in London all the time, that is as city as you could get, for real. Any number over 4 sends Jelly into panic. We don't look. Echo, hi! Oh, and I see the horn. Okay, everyone brace. It is 4. Thank you. Very kind. appreciate it. Now I know that's not true, because there is in fact more than 4 people chatting with me right now. But I appreciate it anyway. Now I did put a bit too much glue on that, so there is now glue on me. That's okay. The tutorial did say to use quite a bit of glue, because the glue adds like a hardness to the... When it dries on the cardboard becomes much harder. So when you use the excess glue, because I'm pushing it into the cardboard, it will turn the cardboard like hard paper? I don't know. If the van shakes, don't disturb the couple inside. But the couple is literally just, it's my wood glue. And please disturb it, because otherwise this happens and I have to cut my wood glue open. Why is it so late? Why? Why is it so hot? Why? Because yes, for those who aren't aware, I am feeling it now. It's definitely getting hotter. The UK is feeling it. I'm feeling it within the UK. The heat wave. It is coming. I'm trying to watch. I'm not exaggerating when I say 1 second after I got into your stream, my internet went down. It's not fully working. I can see the chat but not video. I hope this isn't an indication of how it worked for the school year. Nev, I am really sorry to hear that. I hope that you are doing okay and that like things are going well and your school year goes okay. Jesus. Because yeah, that would be, I guess, a big problem. There's more than 4 chatting, but we rotate in and out. You know, we take turns. Like, we say hi, and then we pop out. All of the accounts are alts. Also, all this, yeah, we're just alt accounts. It's the same person, but we just pop in with different personalities. Oh, the emoji didn't work. I like the question mark eye. That's cute. Like, eyebrow on top. I have adequate cooling and the heat is good for my carnivorous plants. Oh, of course, yeah, it would be. I should look at my cacti, actually. I think this year, because we've had a really hot year, the cacti that I have downstairs have been happy. They have been so happy. Last year, not happy year for my cacti. This year, though, they are. One of them, in fact, is too happy and needs to be repotted. Which is pretty unusual. My cacti don't grow, barely at all, if ever. But one of my succulents has gone like and needs a new pot. Because its pot's like this big now and the succulent's like this big. It's like, what happened? You never grew before. In fact, I thought you were full size. And suddenly, you're like 1,000,000 times bigger. And I think it's just the fact that, we've had so much hot weather. And so much sun, like actual sun. So I guess it's been good for some things. Wood glue. Is that what the kids are calling it now? Yay, it's back! Oh, I'm glad, Nev. This is what the kids are calling it now. I am actually everyone here except Amelia. And even then, I'm not too sure. You couldn't... In fact, I am there somehow. Whoa. Clown! A cactus has got too excited to slap its branch. Yeah. I don't want to. I'm just happy that my cactuses are doing well. Also, hi Clown, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day, honk. Owning a cactus in Britain is like plant abuse. Well, the thing is, I got them from Tesco, which is like the local supermarket for me. It was back when I was in Cardiff. And they had this section for plants. And it really used to bother me because the succulents, to get it to stick in the plant pot, they put it through one of the leaves at the bottom, and it used to bother me so much because I'd see it, and they just put the stick with the price in it straight through the leaf, and I don't know, something about that felt so wrong, and that like felt like plant abuse. I'd be like, so every time I saw one which had like a hole through the leaf, I took it home, and now we have a few. We have quite a few. And they're all from Tesco. Except for like 2 that are from Sainsbury's for the same reason. We went to a Sainsbury's and I was like, I'm not happy with the way these plants are being treated. I'm taking them home. And I wonder if they did it on purpose because of people like me who saw plants with a stick through the leaf and were like, no, I don't like the way you're treating these plants. I'm taking them home. Oh dear. I'm doing good. Currently hot and sweaty though. Tell me about it. Like, honestly, I knew that it was going to be hot today, and so I keep telling people, like, I don't know how long we're going today because it's a hot day. For those who aren't in the UK or parts of Europe that are experiencing the heat wave, we are in heat wave today. And I know, compared to like Australia and other parts of the world, our heat waves are like baby heat waves, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready for heat wave. It's hot. Oh dear. They used to do the same thing when they sold birds. Oh no, is that, wait, that was because they didn't want it to fly away or something like that, wasn't it? Like they put the clip through or something like that to stop them escaping. And I mean, honestly, as much as like I didn't like it seeing it with the plants, it's awful with birds if they did that. Like that's pretty. That's a no. But yeah, nah. So whenever I saw like a plant like that, the other thing is because then you kind of have to remove the, like, especially if it's right. The leaves weren't big, it kind of destroyed the leaf and then it starts to rot, so you kind of have to remove it pretty quick because they've got something rotting attached to them. It's not good. It's not good for the plant to have that on there. So it's, yeah. The Tesco's doesn't, well, it sells like chicken, but like, you know, it's already deceased. So, and turkey at Christmas. And it's not got anything through the wings. They don't sell live animals, to my knowledge. Maybe in the past. Deceased chicken, £7. But yeah. Also, this is how it's thickening up. It looks pretty thin because I keep crushing all the layers, but that's kind of important to build that toughness that I'm gonna need when adding the tube into it. So when I feel this feels pretty tough already, actually. That's good. Oh, Marionette Creations, thank you for the follow. So already, this piece that I've made is getting pretty difficult to fold. Over here, not so much. And that's where I'm gonna need that structural like stability, is on that piece that I've made to the side. But this bit that's much thicker is doing pretty well. So I'll keep building it up and keep, I think because I'm crushing them down, I am gonna need a few more layers than I originally thought, but that's okay. We'll glue together all the bits we've got, see how thick it gets, and then look how many more pieces. And we can go back and do that. And then, you know, measure the tube that we've got in it. I don't think we'll need a ridiculous amount more, but I think we will need more. That's alright. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear this, but no, probably not. Smacking it on the desk. But there's like a hardness to it at this point, which it didn't have before. But it's still very lightweight. It's got like a, I don't know how to describe. I'm not good at describe words, but it's got like a, oh Jesus! Wait! Anaban! Thank you so much! Wait, oh no, we're gonna have a lot of horns. That's very, very kind of you. Oh! That's a lot of, oh, we have another horn. That's a lot of horn. Oh Lord, Panapan, thank you so much. That's a lot of subs. Oh dear. Thank you. I don't think that I deserve that. Sure. Oh dear. Oh dear, there is gonna be a lot of there was a Doppler horn effect there. That's what happens when you play the horn over the horn. You get double horn. I hope everyone's ears are okay. Oh dear. I hope everyone enjoys their emotes and everything. Oh dear. Welcome to the bean. Everyone who has joined, I hope you enjoy your sweet beans. Oh dear. And all of the horns. We have a very loud yeah, no. There is a delay. And everyone. My frickin' ears. You're not ready. Oh god. Oh, you should see it when we do things like, we'll be like in the middle of sewing something. Having a jump scare on a making a crafting channel. It'd be one thing if we were like gaming, but we'd be sewing. And we have a jump scare as a subscription thing. I mean, it's intense. Oh yeah, because you got horns now. I leave for 2 minutes. Yeah. We got hefty jump scares. You missed the Doppler horn. we had horn over horn. It was very intense. Oh dear. Oh dear, I've lost my train of thought now. Shooketh. The rare and elusive Doppler horn. It is indeed rare and elusive, for good reason. We do not. Doppler horn is not something that we aim for too much. It's very intense. Oh dear. How many layers is this also? Oh god. I think this is about 5 layers. We're getting there with this, by the way. It is getting thick in its layering. It looks cute too. We like these. Oh dear. Doppler horn new cosplay. I support this idea. I don't know what it would look like, but how to cosplay a sound. I mean, I feel like we cosplay the physical embodiment of a lot of things that I don't know if sound would be too far out of what we normally do. Although it's a bit out there. Cosplaying a sound. I mean, what kind of feelings does the horn give people? Anxiety? Enjoyment? I want to say like a mixture of anxiety, annoyance, and enjoyment. And glee. Glee, annoyance, enjoyment, anxiety, I think, is probably how to sum up the horn. And then we cosplay that. Dress as one of the Venga Boys. Yeah, can I just dress as the Venga Boys? Dress as one of the Venga Boys, dress as a different member of the Venga Boys. And then I just have to add some horns into it. It's starting to sound like a Spanish Inquisition skit. Oh, dear. Dublin bus cosplay. Oh my god. Oh, okay, the horn gives me a sort of ripped cuticle feeling. That is, you know what? Not a bad description. A ripped cuticle feeling. Oh. I could just dress as the bus. You know, like a mascot costume? Like, you know, you get the whole mascot. What if I was just the bus? The entire bus. And within me somewhere there was a sound clip of the horn. It could just be the whole bus. Oh my god, this is very intense. I just became the bus. That'd be pretty good. I don't know if that would be the worst. I rip beautiful like it's my day job. Oh. There. I wonder if yeah, I still don't have one. One of my cuticles I just don't have. I lost it a while ago and it never came back. When will my cuticles come back? Never come back. I don't know, I had like a really bad reaction to a cleaning product and I lost one of them, and I'm not going to show you it because then it'll be like I'm swearing at you, but it's on this finger. I was cleaning some stuff back in October and I lost one of my cuticles and it never came back. And every now and again people will look at my hands and be like, what's wrong with this one? And I'll be like, oh, I just lost the cuticle and it never came back. It is slowly coming back. It's just taken nearly a whole year. It's crazy how bad you can have reactions to like cleaning products. Cleaning products be crazy. Like, you know, I don't know what they had in it. Assuming it's just like, I just had a bad reaction to that specific cleaning product, but like, nearly a whole year to grow everything, like, I just don't have one. Just on one finger, it's not there. It's like nearly there at this point, but I was a bit self-conscious about it when I started streaming, because I was like, I wonder if people will notice that I don't have a cuticle on one of my fingers. Like that matters that much, but I'm like, one of my fingers just looks a bit funky. But it only next to all of my other ones, but it doesn't really look that funky anymore. But it did when I first started streaming. Oh, this is why I always remind myself to wear gloves. Oh, Komishika, hi! When using cleaning products, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a one-time thing. Like, I was just cleaning the bathroom, we had like a new product, and I just slipped my mind. I'm normally very good with this sort of thing, because I mean, I have sensitive skin anyway. Oh, Oinkan, thank you for the follow, that's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm normally very good with that sort of thing, because I'm like, you know, I want to be careful, just in case. Normally it's just that my hands would be a little bit itchy or like a little dry or something. And this time it blew it out of the water. Whatever it was just like, oh, really bad. I'm only must have got a little bit of it on me, but that was enough to like, honestly ruin one of my fingers for like a good 6 months. It was just like of being like, I can't wash up, which honestly was not the worst symptom I've ever had of like, I can't wash up, what a shame. But on the off chance any of it got in my washing up glove or anything like that, it was like, oh no. But what a shame that I can't do this chore. But you know, also like my hand did hurt quite a bit for a while. That kind of sucked. But yeah, it was intense. E6 be intense. Oh dear. Removes cuticle sounds like a Bethesda. Yeah, it does kind of sound like, yeah, it's like Bethesda would just randomly add. It's like, yeah, you can just remove them. And then all your fingers just look a little bit different. But I think it was more just like, because one of them looked different to the others, I'd just be a bit self-conscious about it. Because like, for instance, if I put like nail varnish on, all of my nails would stop at one point except for one that was just like, I'd be like a little bit self-conscious about it. But now it's kind of coming back. I'm just using my arms as the clamp. There we go. You can kind of, I don't know how well you can see the on the inside building up. Kind of getting there. It's getting thicker. It's slow, but we're getting there, and we got a good layer of glue. It's kind of like a lasagna. A lasagna of cardboard. Equipped cuticles. Adds 1 point to dexterity. 1 point to constitution. But if you remove cuticles, you've got a negative 1 point away from constitution. Can't wash up. 1 point from constitution. There's definitely a weak point right there because there is that bend there, and that's really annoying me. What to do? Can I put something stiff in there to stop it bending? I mean, I keep kind of, maybe if I could just put one, but there's like a bend already in it. What can I do? Okay, for both the company and the location. This is true. Oh dear. Wait, there's a... It definitely sounds like the company. Wait, does it sound like the location as well? Wait a minute, I was like, wait, it definitely sounds like the company. Oh dear. This cardboard dick. It is. It is getting there. And it's like, on this side, really strong. But this side, it's not got the structural integrity I want. I want there to be, like, something thick on it. What can I use? I've got so many things lying around this room for crafts. There must be something I can use. I've got so many crafty bits and bobs. What can I use? I'll just have to think about it. The comment above nail varnish reminds me I need to figure out when I can squeeze in painting my nails this weekend. See, I do it for cosplays. I hate painting my nails. I am the kind of person, as soon as I got paint on my nails, I don't bite my nails. But as soon as I painted my nails, I bite my nails. Like, get it off me. I hate it. Right, I'm just gonna have to just roll with it for a bit, I think, and then hope that once I put bits on either side. Oh, that's a thing I could do, actually. Why don't I add one of the end bits onto it, like that, and see if that starts to flatten it out a bit. An idea approaches. Yes. Oh dear. The comment of, what about sculpting wire or old hanger? Ooh. 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 Sculpting wire I do have. It should be under here somewhere. Good call. Good call. I actually have some literally right next. Here's some I have literally right next to me. Sculpting wire. Good call. I didn't think of that. I literally have some. Oh, actually, I'll keep this bit wound around there. That's a good windy bit. I'll use the flat stuff. Let's just take about... I could still glue it between the two pieces, I think, but just take a small thin bit and in there and glue it between two pieces. That might, yeah, actually help increase the structural integrity a little bit. Yeah, have a little bit extra. I definitely need to look into keep moisturize and keep pushing them back. And every time I clip them, it keeps going all the way. No! I don't enjoy painting them, but I enjoy keeping them painted. That's fair. I don't mind painting them. That's the bit that I don't do well at is. I think also because as soon as they start chipping, I hate them. And I chip them within like the first day every single time. Like honestly, as soon as I go to work, I'm like, they're chipped. That's me done with them. I chip them instantly. I think it's just because I have a very hands-on job. I move a lot of stock around. So I'm moving boxes and then my nails chip and I'm like, well, that's that done then. I can't be bothered anymore. And I mean, don't get me wrong, people that I work with, they don't chip their nails. They have beautiful nails, like acrylic nails and like lovely stuff. Me? I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. Can't do it. I'm not one of the people that can manage it. God. Fire. You're not going to want to stay in here, are you? I don't think this is going to want to stay. Okay, we might come back to this. If this doesn't work, I'll add it in later. Because it's not lying flat and it's being a bother. I think it's a good idea, but it's not lying flat and it's bothering me. So I'm going to try attaching it to a back piece. And then if that doesn't work, I'll try putting the wire into another back piece. As much I think it will add stability by adding it, it's also being a bother. No time for the bothersomeness of it. It's gonna really try and flatten it against something. Seeing if just really flattening it works. Hope that does work, in fact. I see no reason that really flattening it shouldn't work. I just push really hard and get plenty of glue in there. Let's give that a go. Go on. Get that side in there. Push that to there. Push that there. That there. Okay. And then we'll just push it down really hard to make sure that it does. Okay. Yeah, that does seem to flatten out a bit. I think that's probably alright. Oh dear. I'm always surprised mine don't chip faster. I do lots of typing, flipping through papers and moving boxes, yeah. Those ones, oh. I just woke up and had you up on 3 tabs, lol. Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, you must have had so much of my voice. I'm so sorry. Apologies in advance if I was a nightmare. But hi, how you doing? Five, I hope you're having a good day. We are layering this up and trying to make it look kind of like it fits on here. Yeah, that's giving it a little bit more structure and support. Yeah, yeah, got some structure there. Oh dear, I don't know if you. Oh, sorry. excuse me, sorry. I don't know if you have a power drill or electric screwdriver, but you can braid sculpting wire to make it straight and stronger. I do have an electric screwdriver and a power drill. I have both of these things. And actually, maybe not something I'll do on stream because I don't think I have the free space right now, and those will be downstairs. But I definitely have those. And that's a really interesting idea, actually. I hadn't thought of that. Thank you. I really appreciate that, 8-foot. That'd be, again, something that I've kind of missed the boat on, maybe this particular stream. But for this cosplay, I've got a lot of bits sticking out of the, of the piece of the guitar for like branches and stuff, which will need a lot of molding before I build them up. So like branches and such, that could be really useful for building up the branches into something that can hold as much as I want it to hold. So I appreciate that. That could be super useful for holding everything that I need it to hold, because it's gonna have to hold quite a lot. I anticipate it holding many things. Oh dear. Okay, I learned it in a sculpture class. Yeah. Oh, you're back. Welcome back, Lord. I finally have better Wi-Fi in the apartment. I'm glad the electricians managed to fix something. No, I left my laptop up overnight so it was muted, and I was like, well, I should probably check you out. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. And a good day. Yeah! Oh dear. Hug Lord. Lord gets a big hug. Electric Man made it so the router can be in the center of the apartment. Now we have Wi-Fi everywhere. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Fenno15. That's very kind of you. And not just at one end of the place. That sounds much better because, yeah, especially since you stream, having it in the center, that's so much better for you. Oh dear. Big hugs. It's a very interesting design indeed. Daniel, hi! Look forward to seeing it done. This is definitely, I mean, I wonder if you can see that like, this is definitely like a much longer project, but I do hope people like it once it's done. I think once we've got this all attached to the guitar, it's going to be a bit more to work with as far as being on stream because it's a bulky beast, but it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to adding all the details like the moss and the flowers and things like that. Like those are the parts that are really, really fun, and they'll take a while to make look really beautiful, but like they're really fun to add on. I hope people enjoy that sort of part. Oh dear, I don't stream with Wi-Fi. Oh, okay, and the Ethernet worked well. But the PlayStation has Wi-Fi, and every time we'd watch Disney Plus and Netflix, we had the worst lags. Oh yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's bad. That's no fun. You don't want to have things buffering constantly. Thanks for the gift sub. Yeah! Yeah, we had Fanaban be very, very generous earlier in the stream. We had a lot of horn as well. Very nice. Get that just really flattened in there, being the most active clamp I can beat. Push all that in. And yeah. I think that looks pretty good. And definitely, I can only just about, like, I can bend it at the top for sure. This bit doesn't bend as easily. I'm pretty happy with how solid this is coming up at the very least. It's still very, very lightweight. As far as attaching this to the guitar, it's not going to add a lot of weight to it, so that's really good. Yeah, you got some goodness happening here. Right, what we need to do then is keep adding these bits on. These bits need to be layered more. And then this, yeah, this is going to end up being the top of the guitar. This will be the back. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like getting confused. I'm like, which side is which? This is the back. Got it. I've been lurking as I got 3 kids on. So only just seen, sorry. No, that's fair. 3 kids, whoa. Busy, that's fair. Could not imagine. Oh dear. That's one of the things where it's like talking to my friends who have kids, doing like, because of course we're out of lockdown right now, although I know there are places in the UK that have gone back into lockdown, unfortunately. Right now, where I am, we are out of lockdown, but talking to my friends who've had kids during the lockdown, or who have kids during the lockdown, oh, it sounds like an absolute nightmare. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, of course they love their children and everything like that, but they're not prepared for homeschool, and to suddenly have to kickstart into homeschooling and like that change, and obviously not being able to take anyone out and stuff like that, and having some of the most lovely days in the UK that we've had all year and not being able to go out and enjoy them at any of the local places, it sounds like an absolute nightmare. Of course, I'm not sure what it's been like for yourself, but oh dear. People that I've talked to, it sounds like, I mean, I think I thought that I was like having a tough time from having to stay inside all the time during those 3 months, and then you talk to someone who's got a few kids, you're like, oh, oh dear. Maybe I had it easy from just having to stay inside, or as easy as I could have. It's been so hard, especially as the kids don't really understand what's going on and why they can't see their friends. Yeah. It's like they don't, yeah, it's a difficult thing to explain. I guess dependent on the age as well. Like, most of the people I know that have kids, they're under the age of like 6, so it's not even if you explain it, it's not very easy to be like, you know, there's a world pandemic going on right now, and for that to get through and be like, yes, I understand this, like they'll understand to an extent, of course, but like, it's difficult really to get that through a lot of the time. And oh dear, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've all been like, they're all still really chill, to be quite honest. I don't know how they keep their chill as much as they do. They are very, very chill about it. But I think the homeschooling's really been the most difficult bit, in knowing what they're meant to be doing and keeping up with it. I mean, no one's fault, but the communication's a bit like, oh dear, it's been really hard here too, Funify, but oh no. Oh, it's like it sounds like a lot. I don't know how everyone's been keeping up with it. Again, it's difficult, different at different ages, and I know some people have been able to go in if it's got very specific jobs, but not the people that I know as much. Just been homeschooling and trying to keep up with the Zoom chats and what they've been doing there when that started up, and it must be difficult though for the kids as well, like not being able to see anyone, and the big chunk of time. A really big chunk of time. I remember when I was younger, like, the school holidays, which for me was only 6 weeks, I'd get bored after about 2, and that was when I could go outside and actually do things. I'd be bored. And I, you know, school might not have been like my favourite thing in the world, but like I would be wanting to go back so I could do things again. Oh dear. Really hard. Yeah, we completely failed at homeschooling. My son just wasn't interested. Yeah, you know, it's a very difficult, I'm assuming, to get into that sort of gear up to that suddenly, if that's not something you'd always been planning to do though. And I feel, although there are some people that do homeschool, always have, you then have the resources to do it, but if you don't have those resources, that can't be easy. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I can't lie, some of my uni modules have been a bit of a shambles. Yeah. I wasn't at university. I was very lucky that I had graduated a couple years ago, but my sister was in university. She was in her 3rd year when all this went down, and it sounded like she was planning her hand-ins and everything like that, and they were like, you can't do any of that anymore. You have to change how you hand in everything, and it would just sound like an absolute nightmare. And again, I don't know how everything went down because it wasn't me, but it sounded like every different subject was like, this is different, this is different, this is different, and that's not what you want to hear in your 3rd year of university. Like, get ready to hand in everything differently, depending on like what course you're on. And like, to the people that I know up in like, I know it was a bit different in Cardiff, but like, they were saying, yeah, the way that we're doing tests is different, and like, that's not how I had revised for these tests and I'm not sure what I'm doing, and you know, there's a lot of stress around your finals anyway, let alone if you're suddenly having to hand in differently, or the work that you are handing in is not going to be viewed in the way that you've presented it. So like for the people that I know that had done like more art focused courses, I know that they really struggled because they were like, I had my presentation in mind, and it was like to be done at a gallery, and it was, you know, it was to be viewed in a very specific way, and that can't be done anymore. And because that can't be done, it takes away from like it takes away from the project, and it's not my area of expertise, but like that sucks from the sound of it, because it's like, well, now I have to hand in, you know, because they can't physically go and do anything, or they couldn't at the time. Like they had to like send it all like via files, and it's like it took away from what they were trying to hand in. Oh dear. My sister's exam's been put on to October. It sounds awful. Oh god, so they just didn't get to. That sucks. Like thinking that you're going to graduate and then having it put on hold. That, I'm so sorry. That's awful. You know, you're waiting all that time to graduate at any point and then not being able to. That's really sad and hard, I assume, for the people that are having that happen to them. Oh no, no, that's not right. I understand in many places that might be the only way they can do it, but that's not good. I was really glad to hear my kids were in an important school year. Yeah. The kids that are doing, I don't know all of the equivalents, but like GCSEs, so like your finals when you're like 16, your university finals, even the finals when you're in primary, like when you're that age, that feels like a big deal, and I feel like it put you in a really upsetting position, thinking that, you know, all of these things are happening around you, and also you don't know what's happening with school, like going to your next school, and you know, what school are you going to next? Are you okay to go to it and stuff like that? You don't want that kind of stress at that age, especially with a pandemic going on. And I know there has been a lot of reports about kids who have been affected by the pandemic, and going back to school has been really difficult as well. And I can completely understand why. Like, not only is it really difficult to lose someone at any age, being that young is difficult, but then also you can't escape the pandemic. Wherever you go, it's in your face. So school can't really become an easy escape for you at this point, as it sometimes could be perceived to be. So I know there's been a lot of talk about that sort of thing with kids returning to school and it being really tough. I'm doing design engineering, and our design model last term was handled really badly. They really didn't relay information well and told us important things way too late. I'm really sorry to hear that, Bran. Yeah, that sounds like... Honestly, I'm sorry to hear that. I hate to say that, I'm honestly, in many ways, not surprised, because I've heard that so much from people that I know at, like, that sort of, like, university or, like, college level, where stuff was just delayed. Like, basically, they tell you how to, like, hand stuff in, like, a week before, and then you're like, well, how am I supposed to change all this over? Like, you're underestimating the amount of time it takes. I got a B, so I don't care. Oh, okay, well, there is that at least, but the amount of stress that it puts people under, and again, in a very stressful situation in the world anyway, like, it's not really fair. So I wasn't graduating, thankfully, but she's doing... thankfully, but she's doing exams while doing lectures. That's what she gets for doing medicine, and no. It's a stressful topic, I imagine. A friend of mine doing A-levels just had them straight up cancelled. That's gotta be kind of hard as well, though, in its own way. Again, like, if you've been studying, getting ready, preparing, like, doing everything you can so that you can take an exam and then just, oh, no, not doing it. I understood why. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not here being like, well, they should do them anyway and, you know, screw safety. Like, no, I fully understand why. But it's gotta be hard. Like, knowing that you've put work into studying for a test and then just, nope. Oh dear. So you've taught yourself all you know when it comes to crafting. Yeah, basically. My mum taught me how to hem and like make a pillow because I didn't go to. So, at school level, they did have like the round of like textiles, which you did in like year 7, which is like the first year of secondary school, and maybe I might have done it in year 8. But after that, when I wanted to take textiles, they told me there wasn't enough room on the course and they didn't let me do it. So I didn't take it past that. So my mum, she taught me how to do that, and she also taught me how to embroider a little bit. And my gran taught me a couple bits and bobs as well. But mainly, yeah, I'm pretty much fully self-taught. Yeah. And a lot of it's just like watching YouTube videos and talking to my friends, talking to other people on the internet. For instance, like, you know, talking to people and then being like, did you know if you take an electric drill and you can twist wire? And it's like, I didn't know that. And then I'll look into it more myself and find like something showing me exactly how to do it so that I make sure I stay safe. And then, yeah, I'll do that because, you know, it's been a suggestion. I'll have a look into it and then learn how to do it. And then I'll have another thing in my arsenal. And ta-da! And basically that's how I've learned. So it's probably not the quickest way to learn, and I've probably learned some techniques that maybe aren't like a fully, I don't know, 100%, you know, if I went to a design college, they'd be like, that's not great, but like also it gets the job done, and I feel like the stuff I make looks pretty okay. And it's very hardy, so I'm happy with it. Also, that fits in there great, so snug fit. I've been tempted to teach myself on a sewing machine. Sewing machine I feel like is one of the, probably the best one that I've ever picked up. I don't know, for me, I think with a lot of crafters as well, especially when you're looking at cosplay, people will often be like, well, do I want to look at sewing cosplays, or am I more interested in foam and like crafting and that sort of side of things? Because they're definitely like two different aisles, and while they definitely overlap a lot, they're both quite, you know, different, and they have different expenses and stuff like that. For me, I'm definitely more of a sewing crafter. I love sewing. Sewing is my jam. I don't know, it just, I find the relaxation in sewing to be so much more, and it doesn't make lots of weird smells, and I don't know, it's not really loud all the time, although this one is a little bit loud, but I still love it. I just love it a lot, and I've learned a lot from it. I hope you don't mind me suggesting, but you put stuff under your sewing machine to glue. I could. The thing is, there isn't actually a lot of parts on my sewing machine that touch the desk. A lot of it, because like all of this comes off, it's only at this side that it really consistently touches the desk. So it's a little unbalanced, I would think, if I put it on top of this. So although it is heavy, I don't mind the suggestion. The suggestion's fine. Honestly, I don't look after it that well. I think just because I think it would be a little unbalanced, because the majority of the weight is on this side, so it's like on this side over here. And that is also, I think it would end up being a little unbalanced. It's not like a flat balance thing, because none of this bit touches the ground. Yeah, that's the issue. It's way more fun to learn by doing and botching stuff. Yeah! And also, by doing, you get something at the end of it, and then you're like, cool, I have a thing. Oh dear. Yep, I'm that way too. Yeah! I'm a long time knitter. I've never created anything for cosplay, but every time I see it, I'm like, that's really cool. I don't know, I started with, I think the first thing that I can, as a kid I started making things, but the first thing I remember making and being like, I might want to do more down this line, was making dolls' clothes for my dolls, and I specifically embroidered a cat and made a pillow for my gran, and I was like, oh, I can make things for other people. Like, this is cool. This is a neat idea. I can make things and give them to people? What? What? What's this idea? But, I don't know, I started getting to a point where I was like, maybe I could make things of actually a legit quality, basically, where I could be proud to show them to other people, and sewing seemed to be the way that I wanted to go, because I'd already been sewing quite a lot of bits and bobs, but it kind of was like, well, it's a slower process, and I was kind of enjoying that part of it. Embroidery specifically as well, because I had embroidered, like cross-stitched a cat, not from a pattern that I'd made myself, and been like, yeah, this is I think where I want to go. And I think my parents watching me do this over and over again were like, maybe we should get her a sewing machine. When I was 13 was when I got the sewing machine, which was probably about 5 years after that. I think from when I started sewing dolls' clothes. And yeah, it was a pretty good indication at that point where I was like, yeah, I probably have an interest in this, probably. And I made the first cosplay pretty soon after that. And I dived straight in without a pattern, just guessing and like measuring my body, trying to make a pattern out of measuring my body and doing stuff like that. And it ended up being okay. Okay. And after that, I just continued trying and doing okay. Oh dear. Knitting, I've tried a few times, and I like knitting, and I want to incorporate it more into costumes. I tend to find, because I enjoy knitting, I keep it really simple because I find it very relaxing. And when I find something relaxing, I'm like, I don't want to go too far with it, because I'm like, it's so relaxing. But then I see like my colleagues and stuff knitting really interesting and like crocheting really interesting things, and I'm like, that's really cute and I like it. But then I haven't gone out that far with it. You still have those books from the Celeste shoot. One of them is still covered, the one that's like fully covered. The others, I've got the book ends, but they're not attached to the books anymore. The books are back in the shelf right now. Zero. So what is the big concrete block to the stuff glued under? What we need is a big concrete block to the stuff. Yeah, what I probably will do is once this stream is over, I probably will put, because this stuff, it does take a while to dry. Yeah, allowed to bond for 24 hours. So probably what I'll do is once the stream is over, I will probably look at getting a really heavy book and putting that on top of it. I can find a heavy book. I have some like concept art books. They're pretty heavy. I'll like put a sheet between them and then put them on top of it. I think that's probably the best. I had a crack at leather work last year. Leather work I love watching. I've never done any proper leather work. I've worked with faux leather quite a bit in costumes, but I've never done proper leather work. It looks so cool. It just looks so cool. But I've never done proper leather work. I just watch it and think, huh, that looks cool. I think a lot of it is the expense of getting a lot of new tools. Because it would be starting something completely new for me. And normally, I'm more inclined to start something where I don't have to start from scratch. It's just because of the cost. It is just cost. Yeah. Oh dear, you could use the books to flatten the cardboard. Yeah, that would have been a good call. We did take the spines off of the books because we wanted to put the books back in the shelf. Because they left gaps in the bookshelf. Be like that. There is a gap in the bookshelf. Must replace gap. But yeah. That down. It's getting pretty thick. Look at that thick chunky. There. A horn. We can have a horn. You're back. Welcome back. We are getting a thick chunky piece of wood. You can get started with a pretty simple set of stuff, but all I had was a set of punches, a rubber mallet, and some leather. I have a punch. I have the punches thing. I do have a rubber mallet, and I actually have some leather. So would you look at that? Actually, I do actually have quite a bit of the stuff. I don't have any real leather. I only have faux leather, but I do actually have quite a yeah. Yeah, I have the punches in I have a punch like wheel for different sizes, and I have I have the rubber mallet. Oh dear. Oh, Captain, thank you for the host. That's very kind of you. Welcome to We sticking things together right now. We've only got how many more? Oh, we have actually got quite a few. I think probably Well, halfway there? It takes quite a while because we want to get like a really thick layer of glue between it, so I'm being really careful to add all the glue, but I hope you're having a good day, Captain. Adding a lot of thickness in here. That's okay though. We want it to be thick. The heat though. The heat. That being said, it is 1:30, so you know what? This was when I thought the heat would be creeping. And the heat is in fact creeping. And that's okay. Yep. Nice thick, and push it down. Oh, I meant more a stitching punch. At least you won't have to work with a slightly... Oh, okay. At least if you want to work with a slightly thicker leather. Oh, okay, right. Oh, I might not have a good enough punch then. Darn it. Yeah, I have like a punch. Like a wheel punch. Like you can choose the different hole. Then probably isn't a good enough punch then. Darn it. Hey ho. We tried. I'll have to get a better punch. That's okay. I guess that probably wouldn't be too expensive. Oh wait, I know the ones you mean, yeah. Like a multi-pronged chisel to make lots of holes along the seam. Yeah, I think I know the ones that you mean, yeah. Now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I've watched people use them. I know the ones. I know the ones you mean. Oh, right. Oh, I'm gonna adjust. Still fitting okay? Yes. It's tight, to be fair. We did want it to be tight. It is tight. There's like a little bit of space, which is good, but it is a tight fit, so that slides in there. And we will angle it at the end so that it slides the whole way down, but I will need to use a saw for that. Oh dear. Yeah, what did you make? A pair of sunglasses cases. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh. Yeah. Is there a way that I can let people share links then, by any chance? Do you know? Because I don't know how to do that. Because we don't have link share on right now. Because we had a bit of an issue with spam. But if there is a way that I can let you share links, that would be. But I'm not sure how to do it. Me being. I'm noob. Ooh, okay. I don't know if I have exclamation mark permit, is the only thing. But I'll give it a go. Let's see if it works. We'll give this a try. Okay. We do have a Discord that you could absolutely share it in. Oh, okay, if I right-click the name. Okay. Oh god. Oh god, okay. I don't want to. Fan. Nope. What is it? I might be that I can't see it. I'm having a little issue. Dem, do you know if there's a way that I can permit someone to send a link into chat? Because I tried right-clicking and it just says purge and delete. And I don't want to purge or delete. Hug your demons and fist pump Jesus. I'm not gonna do those. But hi Deserted, how are you doing? Yeah, Nev, it is a shame, but you know, it's gonna happen every now and again, and it's better to be safe because I don't want people getting sent to websites that aren't good for them. Oh dear. Or like, you know, have viruses basically. If there's a way that I can permit someone, that'd be good, because exclamation mark permit did not work, and that could be because I don't have the add-on. Basically, that's what we wanted. We just didn't want. There's also glue on the desk, which I will get off. I can whisper it to me. Oh, okay. I don't have the link though. So I can't whisper it to you. I'm sorry, Deb, I can't whisper it. I don't have the link. And if I had the link, I would post it in chat. Oh dear. That's what I tried. And it didn't work. Because I think I don't have the add-on that would make that work. Yeah, right? I think that's on me though. There's maybe an add-on that would make that work, but I think I don't have it. Or does it work? Wait, did it work and I just don't see that it works? It maybe does and I can't see it. Yeah, yes, and I think normally as well, if someone gets permits on a channel, it says you are permitted to post links for long amount of time, but it doesn't seem to be saying that. So that's what makes me think that you're not in fact permitted. You have not been permitted. Oh, what is the Discord? Oh, thank you, Fennel. That's very kind of you. That is the Discord. Oh, you thought the swear? No, it's not a swear. You are allowed to swear. We've brand is mature so people can swear, and also so we can talk about whatever anime we desire. Mainly for the anime thing, because I don't really swear, but I say bloody. I mean, that could also refer to blood, so I would say it's kind of a swear. Oh, dear. Yeah, that is one thing that I have set up. The one thing that I didn't even remember to set up for like a good while for like most things, but I did eventually set up. Oh dear. Oh my god, yeah, that took a while. No swears, no fucking swears. No, I don't really swear. It's just I will read them in chat because it's like, I don't mind swearing, it's just, it's not something that I really do myself a whole lot. It's part of my language. Not a lot. You do swear? Yeah, I do swear, but not a lot, is what I would say. Like, I don't swear like a sailor. Oh, lies? Do I swear like a sailor? I don't think so. I say bloody and bugger. I think that's probably as far as it goes. For the most part. And then every now and again, you might see another one slip in if things go really wrong, but I wouldn't say I'm a big sailory swearer. That's because I think also because I work in retail, so it's like, it's better for me not to get into the habit of it because I'll take it to work with me, and that's not great for me. And then I will just be like serving a customer, I'll be like, ah! I'll pop out a swear. That's not a great look. And while probably most customers wouldn't hate me for it, it's also not great. Shouldn't really be doing that. So, because I did swear quite a bit before working in retail, and then I started working in retail and I kind of just stopped at that point. Because it was just easier not to do it anywhere. I don't know. That was just me. That's my main swear word too, yeah. Oh dear. Or not like a full-on sailor, more like a tugboat captain. I haven't heard her call anyone a C-word or a bellend yet on your... So you're good on my book. Yeah, I don't really say that one. because some people get really offended by it. It's not really that offensive over here, but I think it's really offensive in America? I don't know. So it's just a one to avoid. Excuse me? Can you help me? What can I fucking do you for? Not gonna lie, I find it really funny when I hear people swear when they shouldn't. Yeah. Oh dear. It is. I think as well when you hear someone swear when they don't normally swear, it kind of takes people back a bit, where they're like, what? You what, mate? I didn't expect that. Not from you. But it's funny because it's like, well, as a human being, I think, you know, anyone could. I try not to swear so my kids don't pick up on it though. My 4-year-old has picked up on the F word from my husband. No! As long as we can say bollocks. Oh, good. Yeah. Oh dear. I think I probably say oh dear more than anything. I'm the sailor that instead of swearing just goes around being like oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. My most common swear, dear. And if dear is a swear, then I do in fact swear like a sailor. That is my swear of choice. As long not sure I can post this, it's pretty spicy. Oh, it goes. Jelly. Here it goes. Is Jelly's reputation not mine? Oh my god! A leather sunglasses. Whoa! Oh my god! I love it. I love it. It's very cool. My daughter went back into nursery and told her nursery teacher she was glad to be back at her brother's. And pain in the ass. I died a little. Amazing. Oh. I know one of my friend's kids said bloody once and it sounded really funny. I don't know, just coming from like like obviously he got told off and he wasn't meant to say it, but coming from like a 5-year-old being like, oh, it's my bloody homework. What? It's just not something you expect to hear a 5-year-old say. And that was very funny. Something like, you're not meant to laugh, but it was very funny. Because it's not 5-year-old language at all. At all. And that kind of got me a little. I remember when she told me about that. It gave me a good giggle. I wasn't there. She just told me about it. She was like, a 5-year-old went into school and he said something, I forgot my bloody homework. And it was just like, oh dear. Maybe not your 5-year-old, yeah. Oh, it's a party in here. Welcome, Winter. I hope you have a good day. We've got some party music. It's very hot. It's a very toasty party in here. Oh dear. What's the Korean equivalent for bloody? I don't know. Bloody. Bloody is. It's just. Bloody is just. It is. It just. Yeah. Howdy. Oh. I think as well as like you have the terms, like for me obviously, oh dear is the one that rolls off the tongue the easiest for me. Whereas for other people, that's not gonna be what rolls off your tongue all the time. But I guess it's very natural for me, and if I say that, it probably doesn't seem unnatural for me to say it, but maybe for some of you, if you said that all the time, or as often as I say it, it would sound unnatural. For some of you, saying, like, bloody might sound pretty unnatural. Hearing it from a 5-year-old sounded pretty unnatural. Oh, dearie me. Whoa! What happened? I assume something like damn, but not directly equivalent. I missed something. Oh. Assuming something like damn, but not. Yeah, kind of like damn. Damn would work pretty well actually, now that you said it. Interwave, and what happened? Rude, I missed it, but fair enough. I'm sorry. I am not. with the kids, I missed something. Away from me. Spoon is unbreakable. Oh lord. The spoon, it is out. It's out with passion. Oh no. I remember my maths teacher going ape on someone for saying damn. We had something like that actually. We had a teacher go really angry at someone for saying hate once. They were like, you can't say hate. You can't say that you hate this thing because hate's a really strong word. And you don't mean that you hate this thing. Hate's only reserved for when you really hate something. Don't say hate. Don't say hate. And I think they got like, they had to stay behind and explain like what hate meant or something. I think they said that they like hated. We had like a brownie in school, we called it chocolate bricks. And I think they said they hated chocolate bricks, which was like the brownie that we used to eat at school. They basically were just really stodgy brownies. Just to put it out there, they were great, but I loved them. But yeah, they got kept behind for saying that they hated them. Oh my god. Hate's a strong word. They thought it was a hate crime. Yeah, you just get people that get really funny about certain words, man. I hate that. I do hate it though. Hate's a very strong word, but I hate racism. I hate racism too. But hate's a strong... God damn it. This teacher does... You know, you get them teachers that they'll be like, damn, that's a strong word. Damn. Then like, hate, that's a strong word. I've been fleeing the arse spoon of wings on Daedalus. This fate has caught up with me. You've been caught. Not allowed to do that. Oh my god, hate. Strong word. A very strong word. I just remember the intense reaction they got on the way out of class, because we were leaving that class, of them being like, us talking about being like, oh, we're gonna get some chocolate bricks at lunch. Man, I hate chocolate bricks. Now, stop there. Hate is a strong word. You don't hate it. Think about what you mean when you say that you hate something. Do you really mean that you hate it? Hate should be reserved for very specific things. I do not tolerate intolerance. Intolerant, exactly. We need to stamp out hate viciously and violently if necessary, because that what makes us the good guys. I got sent out of a class for hiccuping once. Oh, Ban, I'm so sorry. You got sent out for hiccuping? Oh my god. 30 is a strong word. 30 is a strong word. Oh my god. Yeah, you got sent out for hiccuping. Oh, bless you. That's a... Yeah, I can imagine that, honestly. Sometimes people be like that. They're just having a day and they're like, they hear one thing and they're like, right, that's my time. I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. Oh my god. How dare you body function in my lesson. Oh. We had a really cool teacher actually with hiccups. This is another thing. So we had a teacher in my maths lesson. Everyone loved this teacher, and for maths as well, I feel like sometimes that can be a bit unusual. But she wasn't always there. Like sometimes she'd take like a year out to go traveling, which I never really understood as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, yes, fair enough. You did the right thing. I can understand why you did this. But yeah, she'd like sometimes take a year out. So like I had her on and off at school. She was so cool. Basically, a kid had hiccups one time, and he had on and off hiccups I think we had like a double lesson of maths, to be honest, and it was like a really long lesson, and he kept getting hiccups, and she was like, right, you need to stretch your diaphragm, you need to get out of my class, and everyone was like, whoa, what's going on, is the crazy thing gonna happen, because she was like really, we liked her a lot. And they were like, is he gonna get food? Is he gonna get something cool? And she was like, right, you need to go outside and sprint. Like, can you run around a bit until you don't get hiccups anymore? And because he was quite a sporty dude, and he was like, are you sure? She was like, yeah, just go for a jog until the hiccups are gone, because you're not studying, everyone else is giggling every time that you're hiccuping, and if you just run around within eye shot, you'll be fine. And so he just ran around the bit outside until he didn't have hiccups anymore. It's pretty good. She was cool though. She used to like bring sweets in and like throw sweets out when people got like difficult questions right, and like she was fun. She made maths kind of fun. I liked her. honestly, because maths is like often not a fun subject and like a subject a lot of us got stressed out about, she made it fun. I appreciated her. You need to go outside and stretch your diaphragm. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that in future, yeah. Oh, she was great. Literally, we loved her. She was amazing. Like, she made it so that a subject that, like, literally, we were a whole class of people that were quite stressed about maths. Like, we were in like one of the top sets, but I was someone who was super nervous about it often because, like, although I was up there, you know, and I could do maths, I was super quiet at the time. Believe it or not, I was super quiet. And, you know, she would make it so that, like, when people got answers right, everyone would be like, yes! Good on you! And she'd get, like, the whole class to cheer behind you and make you feel like you'd actually done it. And it wasn't just a one-on-one, it was like a whole class behind the one person who got it right. And, like, it was really good. I don't know, man. It was fun. I'd like to believe that he just started sprinting into the distance and the teacher was like, oh no, I forgot to tell him to stop. Well, because it was right outside, I think she just was like, you know, she opened the window and could see him, but like, he came back in when the hiccup stopped. Like, again, there was like a respectful, like, I'll come back. I had a teacher who pulled someone up the front of the class because they had hiccups. They didn't jump scared the person so they didn't have hiccups. Jesus Christ! My teacher had us play Tetris for me to help us learn geometry. Oh, that is good. That is a good. Oh dear. He also made us stand out in the rain because someone wouldn't stop talking. Oh no 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 no. Our maths teacher was often because must have been caking on Friday. Need to say, as someone who enjoys baking, it was a good time. That is good. We had a tutor who often did that, like on Fridays, like circulate. A couple people bring in stuff, like you could either bake it or you could bring in, and that was always good. He was cool. He had an amazing name as well. I don't often remember my teacher's name, but I remember him coming in and being like, right, I am your tutor. And then he started writing out on the board, and I remember him just keeping on writing, and that's because his name was, I believe it was Otlakowski, and it was a really long name. And he was like, right, I need you to now write that on every single one of your books. And we were all just like, oh no. It was like a really long name, and he started wiping it off the board as well. So like we couldn't spell it out because he'd wiped it off the board. So we were like, we were just looking at him like on our first day of school, and we were just looking at him like, he's wiped it off the board. I can't spell it. But then he was like, don't worry, you could just write Mr. O. And we were like, oh thank God. He was a good one. He was a good one. He knew how to make us fear and then also bring us cheer. So he was good. He was good. We only had him for a year, but he was fun. Oh, he had a long name though. If we'd have had to written that on every single book, I don't think, because quite often the books that they give you on school, they only give you like that much space to write where the teacher's name is. I don't think I would have been able to fit his full name into it. They just didn't take into account people with surnames that are like longer than like 8 letters, which honestly is quite a few. What about double barrel surnames as well? People have longer surnames than that. Oh, that was intense. I'm glad he let us shorten it to Mr. O though, otherwise that would have been a very long tutor session to start off. My god, it is getting hot. Oh. We had some good teachers. Like, don't get me wrong, there was some like ones I didn't like so much as well, but like I feel like I did get pretty fortunate in secondary school. Like there was a time in secondary school. I'm probably gonna end up telling the story a couple times, but I know I haven't told it on stream so far. In science, I don't know if anyone else did this experiment, but we would get like a water tub. And they were like the water tubs that you get on top of those drink things. So like they're really big tubs and you can get like little drink, like plastic tubs underneath. You hear that? Make them fear the spoon, but still be fun. You get those little like, those big drink water tubs and you get the little drinks out of them. But you take the water tub and clean it out and you can use it for science experiments. And one of them was to make a makeshift cloud inside of it. I don't remember the chemicals that you use, but you can basically make a cloud inside of it. It's a really fun, like, experiment. and you kind of have to spin the chemicals around. You put it to one side, and what you see in the center of the tub is like a tiny little cloud. And it looks really, really cool. It's a really fun experiment. We did it. And you have to be careful because you don't want to use too much of the chemicals, because then it's quite dangerous. But you know, as long as you measure everything out, and the teacher did it at the front and shows you. So the teacher does it, not you. The teacher does it. And then shows you, and you explain the experiment, you go through all of it, and it's really fun. And we did that in science. And I remember this quite vividly because our class did it, and the class next door also did it. And oh, good times, because our class did it, and oh my god, we had a blast with it. We made a cloud. They made a cloud at the front. We saw the cloud. Really, really cool. Oh dear, my maiden name was McFarlane, and my first name I always ran out of room. No. Oh, I feel that that's harsh. I'm gonna head off, but fair enough, Shifty. Thank you so much for modding. Very kind of you. We'll see you around, and good luck with your stream later. If you're still around, I will try to do a raid. But otherwise, because I know you're doing Fall Guys, and we love Fall Guys. Or you might be doing Fall Guys. If you are, we shall try to do raid. Oh dear. It's been fun, everyone. I've fallen back asleep in my chair twice. And fair enough, get to sleep, leave a like. Have a great weekend, everyone. Fair enough, Den. Thank you so much. Also, but yeah, if you are leaving, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you for modding also. How much time left longer are you streaming? Probably not super long because it's getting really hot. Just a little bit longer. Also about to head off pretty tired, that's fair enough. All of you, get some sleep. It's a hot day, except for where you are, where it's cold, maybe 0, but yeah, you all get some sleep. Probably not too much longer at this point because it is getting pretty hot here. I'm probably just gonna get maybe this layer done and then head off and tell my story about clouds. I forgot about time zones for a second. Oh dear. Yeah, it'd be a thing like that, but it do, and not everyone has to endure this heat wave. Night, everyone! Thank you everyone who did mod, though, it's very kind of you. But yeah, basically, it's like, we made a cloud, all went really well, and then next door, we hear this massive bang, and not only has their cloud experiment failed, but they actually blew a hole through the roof. Pretty good. It's probably one of my favourite parts of science, was hearing our experiments go really well, and then next door blew a hole in the roof. Because if the cloud experiment goes wrong, it blows up. They didn't tell us that until like after. They were like, by the way, if this experiment goes incorrectly, it can lead to explosions. And then like not 5 minutes later you hear BAM! And like next door there was a hole in the roof for like a good month or so while they were fixing it. Oh wait, David! Thank you so much, that's very kind of you. Oh dear. Oh, and Miss, hi, how you doing? Welcome. We have made a thick chunk of this, although we are actually just getting near the end of the stream. I'm sorry, it's getting really hot in the UK right now. I don't know how much longer I can handle this. Also, David, and same for you, I'm sorry. We are right near the end of the stream because it's getting really hot. Oh dear. You're my friend. Oh dear. I hope everyone is having a good day though, even though it is massively warm. Hype! Much hype! All about the heat wave near you. Oh my god! So many emotes! So many! Make sure that is all straight. Yeah, I think I might... I'll be honest, I think I might call off there, guys. It's okay, I'm busy at work anyway. Oh, but thank you so much, David. That's very, very kind of you. Somebody gifted me a sub, thank you so much. I think that might have been Ban. It was very kind of them earlier. Oh dear. Oh my god, yeah. It is hitting very hot here. Actually, I want to see, what temperature are we hitting at the moment? Let me find out. What temperature are we at? Yeah, it's hit 27, so it makes sense as to why I am getting a little bit toasty at this point. Oh dear. Yeah, it's pretty hot at this point. And I'm very, very warm. Okay, let's see who be live right now. Because it's warm, Oh there. I've been meaning to go for a bike wipe. I guess if you end the stream, it's an excuse to go. Yeah. And also, if it's gonna get warmer near the end of the day, go now. It's heatwave all weekend in UK. I'm gonna be hiding inside, so excuse not to go out again. I have to catch the trains tomorrow, so I'm not sure how, but we're gonna do it. 27. I know, Zero. I know. Compared to you, it's not that bad. This is also, by the way, the wedge that we've managed to get done today. So it's gonna slide that part in there, and then this will be on the outside. Oh dear. Shifty went live! Or did he now? Did he now? Oh, well, get ready for... We're gonna bother the Blook. Oh dear. Haven't been that cold at midday here since last June. Oh no! 27 sounds good. Oh my god. I'm hot at 27. 27 for me is very warm. Oh dear. We're getting used to our heat waves here. It's basically been all summer. I get warm very, very easily. It hits me very, very hard. Just bear in mind, Shifty, I know he's been having a few tech issues, so I'm like, that's why I'm like so forward, like, so we're gonna support Shifty because he's been having a lot of tech issues, but I want to do a big support because he's been very, very kindly modding for us and been having tech issues, but he's got Fall Guys. We're a big fan of Fall Guys, and we're gonna support the good Shifty boy. And yeah, right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. Sorry for hanging in the Lurks no stream, but you did a good job. Oh, thank you. It's too hot for me, to be honest. Anything above 20 gets a bit warm for me, to be honest. I agree that 27 is nice and Jelly is a big babby, right? No! Right, let's get this raid set up. So the next stream now is going to be on Monday. I'm going to put the schedule out on Discord and change it on Twitch as well, so that all goes through. Oh Lord, thank you so much. It's very kind. I think today is the only week that hasn't been incredibly hot. It's like 20 this morning, but otherwise... Oh my god, David. David, no. Great stream. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Join the raid, but then gonna head off. That's fair enough. Oh, and thank you, Winter. That's very kind of you. Oh dear. He is just setting up right now, but we're gonna... Oh no, there he is. He is live. Oh, we're gonna do a big bother. Oh dear, but yeah, I hope everyone has an absolutely lovely night. We're gonna support Small Boy. He's been having a few tech issues, but fingers crossed, everything goes well. And yeah, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Winter. Thank you, everyone, for enjoying, popping in and having a lovely chat and lurking and everything like that. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you, thank you, Zero. It's a babby sun, but it's still warm. And yeah, I'll see you all on Monday. Let's go do a Shifty raid. Let's go.